this secondary that is very, very good.
Not just the secondary, but the defense as a whole. We talked about their front a little bit before the game. They have a lot of size on that front. Their box is super impressive. They got a 6'7", 290 guy, 6'1", 290, 6'4", 285. A lot of size. Even the backups coming into, and they will rotate guys as well.
Gillis rolling left once more, looking for Zach Cole. Has to throw downfield, takes a big hit, and misses McCown on the sideline.
One of the things that we're seeing early is the boot and the rollouts. When Jagger come in relief last week, that was something we didn't really notice a whole lot. Probably a handful of plays where he actually booted out and rolled out. So 2 early rollouts, neither one could be completed. Pressure right in his face.
Gillis has Smith to his right. Look over to the sideline. And head referee will come in. I don't know what there. Looks like the play clock. So the game clock is, the play clock, down on the one side for the defense to see going this way. So that's all that was.
Bethel's a team that likes to provide different looks. They like to bring 3, but sometimes they'll bring more, delay blitzes, and they have a lot at the line right now, as you can see.
Drops back, getting flushed out of the pocket, and throws to the sideline, and that'll be a quick 4-down territory, and punt team will have to come out as the pressure from this front line and the linebackers are getting to this Campbellsville offense early.
Something you haven't seen with Campbellsville pretty much all this season. We just came out with 3 straight passes, 2 rollouts, and another pass after that. It'll be fun to see what the play call is going to continue to look like as we try to get Gillis in this game, but also establish a run a little bit. Like we said, it's a really good defensive line.
So Lopez will come into the ball game and give it a good boot. Takes a good bounce, and that'll get out inside the 30. So the Tiger defense will come out onto the field, and we'll get a look at this Wildcat offense, which has been so good in the past. They average 39 points per game, and their passing game is pretty good, almost 300 yards per game, and they're 4th in the nation in pass yards per completion. That's 16 yards per completion.
It's an offense that likes to do a lot of different looks. They run a zone scheme in the run game. They'll do a lot of splits. Right now, they come out in a little bunch set here, stacking the formation.
Colazo. Quick screen play. And he'll gain about 8 on the play. That one good to Avant Burris. Looks like they'll mark him back shorter than what the far judge had. For 2nd and 3. Colazo. Takes it. Play action. And quick slant route for the first down.
So right there, even then, they came out of a 3-by-1 wing set. They love number 9. They love putting him in the wing. They love getting him out there in passing routes. He does a lot of good stuff in the run game, blocking as well. So right there, we saw an RPO look, got the look he wanted, fired out there for the slant route.
Colazo once again in shotgun formation, has 2 out wide at the top. And gets a jump. Gets a jump from Jansen Hayden. So illegal contact moves it 5 yards up. So 1st and 5 on the Wildcat 46.
I think something that's going to have to be important today is how well Campbellsville tackles.
Fakes the handoff. Looking over the middle, has his man. That is number 9, Kashawn Ford. 6'3", 280 senior, who gets out, moves the chains, and now into Tiger territory on the Tigers 33. Little bunch formation at the top. 3 receivers. Looking over the middle once again, flushed and on the move. Now he'll get it done with his legs out to the 20 as he slides down. I'll mark him down prior.
See 13 Colazo right there. He's a capable runner. He's not exactly the runner his backup is Taylor Yancey, but he's capable. He'll get down when he needs to, but he can also make those throws. Has a really good stat line for the season, but gives this offense a few different dynamics.
Yeah, Kel did a great job getting pressure there. He just couldn't get him on the ground. Quarterback did a great job using his legs.
Colazo. Hands off this time on the play action, has a big hole. Makes one man miss, 2 people to take him down. Good run for another first down as they move closer. Now in the red zone, this Wildcat offense is 3rd in the nation in red zone scores and red zone touchdowns, 25 for 30 in scores and 21 for 30 in red zone touchdowns. On the Tiger 13, 1st and 10. Colazo hands off and has a hole. Man misses, and that will be the first touchdown. Terrence Roberts, his 4th rushing touchdown. Transfer from Reinhardt University, punches in for the opening score for the Wildcats.
See right there, we saw Chance Calvin, number 17, come off edge. You saw him show a little bit earlier right there. You want him to come a little bit tighter to be there for that running back going through the hole right there. He missed it, came in at a tough angle and wasn't able to make the play. Extra
point is up and good, so that makes it 7-0. And the Tigers will come back out and try to respond after this quick break. You're following Fighting Tiger football on the CU Sports Network.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my 3rd child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Welcome back as the Tigers will try to get something going with this next offensive possession. The first one forced to punt. They didn't even move the ball from the original line of scrimmage, as this defensive front has just been tough for this Campbellsville offense to figure out.
It'll be interesting to see what we do, as the game goes forward. I like what we did on the offensive side as far as trying to get Gillis involved pretty early on with some play actions here and there. Now we want to see some run game going a little bit just to see what this offense can do against this defensive line. Going back to what Bethel did on the offensive side, usually you see people try to set up the run game, try to set up the pass game with the run game. Right there, they're passing early on, RPOs, and then set up that pass for that run for later on.
Smith takes it out once again, back out to the 30, 35, and a face mask penalty should and probably will be called on that one. So that'll move the ball forward as well. Tigers will take any help of field position that they can get here in this one. $15 yards from the end of the run. Ball will be placed out at the 50-yard line. So the Tigers with very good starting position here to get this offensive drive going. Gillis will hand off with Smith, and he'll churn forward for about a gain of 4. So the Tigers going to move a little bit here. You saw a switch as it was a lot of passing plays out of the start, not much success. So they'll hand it off to the strong back in Smith and let him gain a few yards.
Again, talked about it earlier. I like what they did on the last drive, trying to get Gillis involved just a little bit. Wasn't able to really complete a pass, but here starting off with what we like to do, running the ball a little bit.
Trips out to the left. He'll go from under center. Smith just gets rocked. That's number 30, Jalen Sanders.
You know, in that first drive, I think they had that. They're like, okay, we're going to go early, let Gillis pass the ball. But then once that you get an incomplete pass, then you're kind of behind the chains, and you're like, well, it's 2nd and 10. Do we really want to run, make it 3rd and long?
An empty set, 3rd and 4, ball on the 44. They'll hand off on a sweep to Sturdivant, but can't find the edge as the linebackers all over it for the Wildcats. Punt team looks like they'll come out, and that'll do an end to this drive on a 4th and 4 on the Wildcat 45.
See, I really like that the first play we did. You know, we got good 4 yards on it. We ran the ball. I want to see that empty set come out on 2nd down and go with that same jet motion and try to see what that looks like on 2nd down instead of a 3rd and long, where it's kind of like really strapping you for the play call in there if you really don't want to pass the ball necessarily.
So Lopez to punt it away once again. And man taken down.
Yeah. You see a flag there, but can't be on CU. See the refs talking.
Yeah, his teammate ran into him. It was not a defender.
So they'll get it figured out down there on the field. I guess that's what they're trying to confirm with each other.
Let's pick that flag up.
Hopefully the flag just goes into the pocket, and the Wildcats will have to start inside the 10. Perhaps inside the 5, depending on where they go. It'll be placed inside the 5 at the 4, so hopefully that flag just gets pocketed.
Yeah, and I don't think we pushed him into. There we go.
So no foul on the play.
Yeah, great job by the officials there, coming together and getting that one right. You know, we sometimes we give them a hard time. So when they do the right thing, make the right call, it's important for them to feel the love. And that's huge for Campbellsville, getting Bethel backed up.
Throw, quick little hitter to the 10-yard line, but a first down. That'll move the chains. Wildcats pick up a little bit of breathing room.
I love the two high safety look that we're giving right there. The corner has to know he probably has some help on that, so maybe not give too much of a cushion up. Don't bail too soon. Know you got some help. Use your technique, trust yourself, and don't give up that hitch so early on.
Palazzo hands off. Got a heavy 4-yard run to get up to the 20. 2nd and 6.
Bethel likes to do a lot of RPO look though, so the corners are gonna have to be patient, but they're gonna have to be super disciplined and stay awake out there because they're gonna get tested a few times. We see that already earlier on in the last drive, setting up the pass. Let's see what Bethel can do right here. Come out in a bunch set, 3-by-1.
Mentioned the bunch set. They're out to the left, right over the middle. Finds Burris once more for another first down. Trying to fake, maybe perhaps get the defense to bite on what they think might be a screenplay, and Burris just busts right up the hole into the middle of the field.
It's super important for those DBs just to communicate, who has what, who's taking inside, who's taking that screen, because they're going to do some looks like that. Getting
a little quicker now. The screen look as they'll get out to the 45-yard line.
That ball almost came out.
Would have been big, but it'll move forward for a 2nd and 1, a 9-yard gain.
Yeah, I think it was 17 Chance Calvin that kind of bit. I think he kind of cheated on the play a little bit, thought that screen might be coming. He tried to run up the middle between and lost track of his man. And, gosh, man, it's tough when you're playing, you're going against an offense like this. It's RPO, like you said. You've got to trust your technique and your keys and keep your eye on your man. The peeking in the backfield might get you caught.
Collazo bunch set out up top this time. Seen a lot of that early here. Collazo has untouched, and the man misses. Now a man free past the 50. He'll get to the 46-yard line, now into Tiger territory, but just the missed tackle there from Nigel Nerese as he had a free run at the quarterback, but Collazo stepped up and made Nerese miss.
And that's a great call from Coach Burnett. Corner blitz from the boundary right there. You've got to get in and make that tackle. The quarterback didn't really see it. He saw it a little bit too late. Nigel had the perfect angle to make that tackle. He just has to come up with the right technique. Don't come in too hasty. Make the play for your team.
Collazo has Roberts to his right. He'll fake that one. Go over the middle on another slant route and out to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to have to find a way to take those slant routes and take them away and not make them so easy. Right now, it's just easy pitch and catch for the quarterback and the receivers.
And since that Lindsay game, we saw a lot of slant and goes, even in the weeks after that, the games after that. And we saw how that kind of exposed our DBs, and I think they're a little bit too hesitant right now to try to bite on those slants. They just have to trust that technique like we're saying.
Collazo, another play action. Has his man out to the 10, 5. Can he get there? He does. A touchdown for Quashawn Ford. That's his third receiving touchdown of the season as the Wildcats put up another touchdown here in the first quarter. And that was a very well put together drive from this Wildcat team that started on their own 4-yard line.
Yeah, very balanced offense. They're very mature, as you can see that, very experienced. And they know what they like to do. They know they like to do RPOs, play action looks. They like to set up the run. They like to set up the pass. Take their time, but some really good drives from them, 2 good drives.
Extra point is up and good, so that's a 14-point lead for the Wildcats. Don't go anywhere, as we will be right back here on Fighting Tiger Football on the CU Sports Network.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
It took 20 years, and I got my third child who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Tigers find themselves down 14-0, 7:24 left in the first quarter. This Wildcat offense has had no difficulties in the early goings, but we saw the same last week against Cumberland. The defense made the adjustments and came back out a little bit better, so we'll see if they can't do so here. The offensive drive looked a little better in the last one, too, putting together a few more yards than the previous drive, so it's all about learning from those past mistakes in the last drive and coming out better than the last.
Yeah, and you want to try to marry those plays together and get some more rhythm going in the offense. Like you said, on the first down we had 4 really good yards, a really good run, came out with another run. And in those sets, we really like to, the running backs closer to the quarterback as far as alignment goes, and we know we like to run. Out of those sets, if you look at our tendencies and our formations, so maybe breaking those tendencies a little bit and trying to go against the grain.
Wildcats booted away. Smith will take it from the end zone to the 20. Another.
Looks like another face mask.
No flag comes out of the pocket this time.
Yeah, someone has to see that.
Usually you see that head get wrapped around like that super quick. I mean, it's almost the telltale sign, but no flag on the field. So the offense will start on the 22-yard line, it looks like.
Yeah, like you were talking about, I'd like to see you get 4-yard gain on the handoff, running the ball.
I'm sorry, they just called holding on the return team.
It's a sad day.
So that'll actually push it back. So instead of seeing the face mask, they see a holding penalty on the return team. So the Tigers will take it from their own 13-yard line.
There was a hold on the helmet on the face mask. But yeah, I want to see some play action off that. Like you get a good good gain on first down on the run. Maybe run play action off that.
And we get our first look in a long time at C.A. Collins, who's been out since really that first game. And finally coming back today, he picks up a run for a quick gain of about 6 yards. 7 yards, 3rd and 3, or 2nd and 3. I'm sorry, the board was wrong. They'll hand off with Trey Bass now. He's able to find the edge, but gets tripped up. That'll move the chains for a Tiger first down.
Love coming out in the two-back set right here. Great to see Charles Collins back. A really good runner for us. Runs super hard, super fast. Bass seeing the same thing from here to there, too. I love those play calls. I love getting our guys on the outside trying to get the edge.
Gillis, two-back set. Has Bass as he's trying to find the edge, but Seiler unable to hold his block there.
Yeah, those runs to the edge, it's tough for a receiver to hold a block that long. And you're blocking and you're like, where's the running back? I don't know where he's at. So then you're like worried, is he coming to my left, right? I don't want to make sure my hands are inside. I'm not holding. All those things come into play when you're running the ball to the edge.
So Gillis. Screenplay over to Shepperson. This is his first involvement in today's game. A pass that goes for 3 yards. So that'll bring up 3rd and 7. Tigers on the 28. And it batted down as that was number 30. Sanders coming off the edge and just causing havoc, forcing the punt team to come back out once again.
And that's what Bethel likes to do. They bring a lot of different looks. They can rush 3. They can bring a lot to the line. Right there, they brought a late blitz from number 30. He came off the edge, came off free. We have to take our time in those situations, but we also have to realize teams like to send late blitzes. They like to delay blitzes. If we don't pick those up, we don't communicate very well. So we have to change it up a little bit, change up the snap count, take our time, and see what the defense is giving us, especially on 3rd and long in those situations where Bethel will bring some blitzes.
Booming punt from Lopez and shifting around, but finally taken down is actually a pretty dangerous returnman in Demetrius Gilbert. Averages some pretty big punts. Punt returns, I should say.
Yeah, I was really nervous as low as and as hard as he kicked that ball that they might be able to have some room there. But coverage team did a great job getting down there and filling their lanes and really corralling the return man and not giving them much.
So the Wildcat offense will come out once more. They'll start from their own 27. 49-yard punt from Lopez, and they find the hole out to the 40, trying to beat Fant, but Fant able to push him out of bounds at the 49-yard line. A big gain off the start, 22 yards for another Wildcat first down.
And that goes back to what you said, Brett. You have to make tackles, and we have to make plays when we put ourselves in a position to make those plays. Bethel has some really good backs. They have a lot of great size up front. They like the zone scheme, so he's going to find his hole and go there. But we have to make plays when we get our chance.
Another bunch formation. We've seen a lot of this here today. Looks over that way, throws towards the sideline. Has his man, but only a gain of 2. Miguel Good in coverage. Team's leading tackler 48 tackles coming into today's game. Lazo hands off and taken down, but not before a first down as they move to the Tiger 40-yard line. So another first down. This team keeps moving down the field. Drops back, now rolling to his left, stops, throws, has a man wide open. That's number 37, J.D. Dixon, team's leading catcher. 26 catches coming in, 7 touchdowns. That pass will move the ball to the Tiger 14-yard line and another first down.
Yeah, it's just hard to cover that long. You get no pressure, and your DBs are back there. It's just really hard when the quarterback has that much time to roll out and find guys down the field.
Lazo in this offense taking their time. Throws on another slant route over the middle, and Burris picks up another touchdown for the Wildcats.
And soon you're going to have to kind of realize, what they're liking to do on offense as a defense. You got to know that as a player. You got to know that as a coach. And you're going to have to pick up on those tendencies. You can't, especially when you get down to the red zone, when you get down to the end zone, you can't give up certain things. Alignment and leverage is super important. And you got to know on these RPOs, you're going to do a lot of those. Get your reads going as well, but know where your play is and where you got to make your play and where you need to be.
Extra point up and good once again. So 21-0, the Wildcats take the lead over the Tigers. We'll be back with more Fighting Tiger football on the CU Sports Network. As we take another look at that touchdown pass, and Burris just right over the middle on that slant route, taking advantage there.
Kind of want another look at that one. I just want those RPOs, they're reading, key players. The quarterbacks are reading players. Sometimes it's edge guys, sometimes it's those linebackers to see if they're going to bite on that run. And sometimes it's the safety to see if they're going to bite down as well, too, or what they're doing. Are they flat-footed, or are they biting down the run? So they're reading certain players there, and they're getting the looks they want. They're being patient, and they're doing a really good job executing their game plan right now.
Shorter kick this time as he takes it from the 14-yard line. Up and moving is Smith. He'll get taken down at the 29-yard line. So we'll see what this Tiger offense does moving forward here. As Gillis in the offense looks to answer, as there's been 21 unanswered points here in the first quarter. Gillis throws over, has Seiler. He'll dive forward for the first down.
It's a long game, it's a very long game, but you're always put down 2-1-0 in the first quarter. I like coming out with the pass right there, trying to get your quarterback going, but also pressure issues just a little bit more.
Hands off with Bass. A little bit of misdirection. Bass cuts in, has a hole out to the 40-yard line. They'll mark him at the 42-yard line, but into into Wildcat territory now.
I'd like to see that replay.
And that's a good run play right there. Getting the defense going in one direction, you come back in the other with a little counter misdirection. Really got good job with a super athletic defense, fast defense. Strong
Gillis has Shepperson now. They'll move the ball about 6 yards.
And I keep going with the no huddle right here. I keep things going, get the pace going a little bit, get the plays going. Come back out with another pass play, another play action. Try to see if you can get them biting a little bit.
Gillis once more throws. Seiler hit the deck and a flag is thrown. I looked over to the spot Gillis was throwing the ball and found Seiler on the ground, but a flag on the play. I didn't see.
I think it's tripped up a little bit maybe.
I'm gonna say I didn't see what actually happened on the play. Coach is calling out defensive pass interference, and they'll call it.
Yeah, the coaches next to us are always one of my favorite parts of the game.
So a spot foul will move the chains. A first down for the Tigers, as they're now on the Wildcat 30. 1:48 in the first quarter. Seiler. Hatchett has the blocks out front, it's cut back. Now at the 20, and another Tiger first down as this offense is starting to come alive.
Great job of the offensive line and creating a wall for Seiler to flip the coach. Great job of the screen, great job of the blocking.
And a bad snap as Gillis loses it. That'll bring the Tigers back, and there's just one of those mistakes that we talked about early on in the game against Cumberland that really shot us in the foot. And I'd hate to think that that right there would be one of the things that could kill this drive moving forward. Empty set. 2nd and 24. Gillis has the ball slip, I think, in his throwing motion. So it looks like they're calling for an incomplete pass. Another empty set, 3rd and forever. 3rd and 24 on the Wildcat 29. And pressure steps up, takes the hit, but keeps moving. A little dump pass to Shepperson. First down. And leaps forward. Tiger touchdown. So Shepperson comes up with a big touchdown to put up some points on the board and cut it to a 21-6 lead. 45 seconds in the first quarter. Extra point team going to come on. But that was a beautiful play call from this offense.
I'm not going to compare people. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying it was a great play, and it reminded me of a certain quarterback that people love to watch. Just a little bit of a flick out there, get the defense biting a little bit. Remind me a little bit of Patrick Mahomes. Not comparing the folks. Please don't take it. Don't aggregate that, please.
The single play.
It was a really good
I think you just compared him to Patrick Mahomes.
Please stop doing that again.
So a 29-yard touchdown pass from Gillis to Shepperson puts the Tigers 21-7, 14-point lead for the Wildcats. We'll be back with more Fighting Tiger football on the CU Sports Network.
I tell my son, I love you every single day. I love you. Now, my dad has never said that to me. Not because he doesn't love me, but because culturally it wasn't comfortable for him. Now that he's a grandfather, he says, I love you to my son every time he sees him. My advice to all the fathers out there, forget the cultural restrictions. They grow up way too fast for you to waste even a single precious moment.
Welcome back. You saw the replay there of that touchdown pass. Good job. This is the type of quarterback that we talked about at Cumberland, seeing in the pocket. He took those hits and able to stay up, dump down to Shepperson, and that gives the Tigers some points on the board. A little pooch kick from Neely. They'll take it from the 20, and he might have some running room as he's finding the edge, has the block out front, and able to get pushed out, but very good starting field position from this Wildcat offense.
Yeah, going back to that drive, though, one of the things I noticed that was different a little bit is they allow Meglis to stay in the pocket and then progress his reads down the field, and he does a good job with his pocket presence. He sees the blitzers coming, he steps up, he buys time, finds Shepperson for the touchdown. But like on that drive, he was in the pocket and he was diagnosing the play. He was obviously diagnosing the defense and where they were, progressing through his reads. And the offensive line did a great job protecting, honestly, overall on that drive for him.
So this Wildcat offense will get things started. 37 seconds left in this first quarter. Play action. Looking down the field, and he'll just throw to the sideline. And wanted a flag for holding.
Yeah, one of the offensive linemen for Bethel got trucked and just pulled us down with him. He's like, well, if I'm going down, you're going down too. And it was right there, white cap sitting right there. I don't know how a flag wasn't caught. Yeah.
I thought so. I could have sworn that.
Yeah, that's definitely a hold.
We had pretty good pressure on the quarterback, but able to escape it and get rid of it. 2nd and 10 on the Tiger 47. And flag is out.
That needs to be a false start.
Should be a false start. There's a false start.
Even on that first play, though, we saw a great defense. Cover up in man. They're covering up their guys. Quarterback had nowhere to go. The RPO look again. They were doing what they're supposed to be doing, staying disciplined and trying to break those tendencies that Bethel's giving. And he had nowhere to go. Had to throw the ball away. We should have gotten a holding call on that anyways, but we live.
So 2nd and 15. Now back onto the Wildcat side of things on the 48. He'll hand off with Roberts, and he'll only get a 2-yard gain to take it to the 50.
Yeah, Davenport did a great job coming in there and filling the gap and, coming from his safety position to get down there and tackle. It was huge. We've already seen some missed tackles. That play in particular they've had success, and so that's a great job by Davenport coming down and making sure that they didn't get a bunch of yards on that run.
That'll do it for the first quarter. The Tigers able to strike back last. Cut it to a 14-point deficit, 21-7 when we come back. The Wildcats will get things started from the 50-yard line, 3rd and 13 in the second quarter. You're following Fighting Tiger football on the CU Sports Network.
Jason, let's go see your room.
No, that's not right. How was it? Is it good?
Welcome back. Recognition going on down on the field. But the Tigers come back out after scoring 21-7. 3rd and 13 for the Wildcat offense. And that Tiger offensive drive hopefully has built up a little momentum. You got the big false start to push this Wildcat offense back. And now hopefully that continues to build momentum for your defense. And they have a chance to come away with a big stop and get their offense back out onto the field.
When they get this bunch look with that tight end out there, they got to know a screen might be coming. He will run routes as well, but someone has to take that away. Someone has to be aggressive.
Has pressure, gets hit, and taken down. This big number 50, Noah Gray. is a huge stop. As that's a 10-yard sack.
We saw it a couple weeks ago with Noah Gray having a huge first half. Now he's finally able to get some pressure against his Bethel offense, what we needed, especially on third down right there. Getting them off the field, getting our offense back on the field, and hopefully having some momentum that way.
And that is huge. It gets the crowd back involved. The crowd is starting to come back to life. It seemed like it was really silent here at Finley Stadium as it was 21-0, but a huge 10-yard sack makes it 4th and 23, punting from their own 40-yard line. Well, back further than that, I suppose. Fair catch called.
Yeah, when you can get pressure right in the quarterback's face, it just makes a world of difference just for everyone. You obviously want pressure on the edge, but to really have that pressure up the middle, it really forces the quarterback backwards. So it's a great job by the D-line getting pressure on that and getting the stop, getting the ball back.
So this offense will come out onto the field, and we'll see what they can come up with as they put together a great drive last time. They'll start from their own 17, a two-back set to the left and right of Gillis. Steps up in the pocket, throws over a ball that really should have been picked off. Slips through the hands, and the Tigers get lucky on that one, as that one was headed for devious Christmon.
I think he was expecting Spencer there to kind of box out his defender. Instead, he kind of like left and tried to redirect for his quarterback. It was just off a little bit right there. I love coming out in the two-back set with the pass, especially on first down.
They'll roll another misdirection once again. This one to Hawkins, I believe that is. Number 15, Travion Hawkins, getting in on the run game.
That's a nice little wrinkle that they've added with the boot, because they obviously run a lot of boots and rollouts. And to kind of use that misdirection for the run game is really, I like that wrinkle a lot, and it's caught Bethel off guard.
A throw over. Seiler will push out for about a 3-yard gain on that one to the Tiger 30. Gillis drops back. A quick one to Shepperson. That's batted up into the air at the line, but luckily it falls to the turf. Shepperson did a good job of coming back and playing cornerback. He batted that one down. 3rd and 7. So 3rd and 7, a big shot for the Tigers. Throws over, has Seiler, they connect, and he's free. Seiler running, 20, 15, he fumbles, but it goes out of bounds, thankfully. So a good break there, a pass that could have been just huge. Seiler signaling over to the bench, he needs a break.
Hey, what a throw.
That was a dot.
That was a seed.
That was a dot. That was a dime.
Who'd you say it was like?
He ripped it. I'm not bringing that back up, okay?
Why it worked last time?
Are we streaming today on YouTube?
I'm not sure.
Hopefully people didn't talk about my comparison there. I'm not bringing it back up.
Gillis put that one on the money. Hopefully we'll get a replay of that later. Gillis and the Tigers with a first down. Quarterback keeper, he'll push forward for 5 yards, and the Tigers on the Wildcat 10 and threatening to score once more.
And even going back to that last play, I love the blitz pickup right there. So I think Bethel brought 4. They showed a little bit more, 5 to 6 players. Brought 4, but we did a great job picking up. The running back did a great job picking up, seeing the outside guy. In the past few weeks, we haven't done a great job doing that, but right there we gave Gillis a chance to make a big play and connect them with Seiler, and they did.
We have a Tiger down on the field. I don't know who it is, but we'll step away for a quick break. 12:54 here in the second half. The Tigers on the Wildcat 10. We'll be back with more Fighting Tiger football on the CU Sports Network. catch the replay of that one. Seiler had it right on the money, able to step back in, and thankfully that ball rolled out of bounds.
Yeah, I have no idea how he got tracked down. I thought he was a lot faster than that. Maybe he was just tired, but that, or cramping or something, I don't know.
He immediately signaled over to the sideline when he got back up.
He was gassed. You could tell.
He
It looked
wanted
like
that
he had
break.
cinder blocks.
Gillis sends Hawkins over to his left. Drops back, looking end zone. Back corner, throws the ball up for Patrick Oden, and the flag comes out. Pass interference. And
The Bethel defender just
the
sitting there with
Bethel
his arms
defender has
crossed.
his arms crossed, staring down the official.
I think he was there a little bit early.
A little bit.
Like he was very close.
Now exchanging some words with the official, too.
Odin
Needs to
did
be
a
a
great
little
job.
careful on that one, but that's
Awesome.
number 3, Brandon Moore.
Toss him out.
Yeah, Odin did a great job just jumping up and kind of coming back to that football. And the defender for Bethel just never got his head around. And so he just got there probably in his body a touch too early. So
Brandon Moore, arguably one of their best corners, 10 pass breakups and 3 interceptions on the season. And Odin able to draw a big pass interference there to move the ball to the Wildcat 2, a 1st and goal. Gillis hands off to the back in Bass, trying to find the edge, but can't do it. They'll lose yardage on that play.
Not gonna lie to you, I'd do something coming back out of that 2-back set. I like the 2-back set. In the goal line, maybe not. I'd like them trying to get the edge right there, but maybe a little play action, or maybe Gillis coming back out with the boot, so he could either run it in, pass it in, but give him some options right there to make a play like he's been doing this game so far.
So they'll lose 2 yards on the play.
inside
2nd
the
and
5,
4.
inside the 5, you just got to get north and south quick.
Gillis gonna roll out on the boot. Has to stop. Chucks one over. Shepperson takes a hit. And touchdown, Tigers. This is your man, and he came up with a big play. I was telling Brett at Cumberland that you were going to be upset that you didn't get to witness his 13-catch, 193 yards in a touchdown game, and he comes up big, took a shot, upended into the air, and hauls it in. And what a throw, by the way, also from Gillis.
I mean,
Right now, I'm watching the game on the TV, and I was watching it when it was just going right there. And as soon as I saw him throw it and Luke caught it, my jaw dropped, and I'm just standing here in awe. A great pass. I didn't see anything right there, but he's on the field, and he's much better than I am, or whatever, being quarterback. So he saw something there. He got a connection with Luke right there. Luke, again, being one of my favorite players to watch. He does all the hard work. I'll talk about it every week. He's a playmaker. Get him the ball. Jagger got him the ball right there, got it in the end zone, took a hard hit, make a great catch. I am having fun.
Extra point tacked on. Now the Tigers have cut the deficit to just 7. 12-13 left in the first half. 21-14. Wildcats lead. You're following Fighting Tiger football on the CU Sports Network. Catch the replay on that one. The rollout stops and just fires into the end zone. Took a huge hit, and Shepperson able to bring it down, do what he does. That man is one that a quarterback dreams to have out on the field.
I'm really mad at myself because I talked about it earlier with you all. If you all haven't been listening for the entire game, Gillis had a great pass, flicked it out there on the run, got the defender to bite. I compared him to Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying he is, but there's another play with him using his legs, manipulating the defender, getting him to bite in the air, and then just firing it in there, ripping it off, and giving his guy a chance to make a play, and he did. Yeah, that was a throw.
He's really impressed me. Just the few times that we've seen him in the games and playing, and last week even, and he just impresses me with how he can keep his eyes up the field when he's facing pressure. I mean, that's hard to do because the first thing you want to do is duck your head and try to find running lanes. and he keeps his head up. He keeps his eyes up, and he locates receivers.
Yeah, because, I mean, he had a bunch of defenders around him, so nothing was really there. And I think Luke had 2 to 3 defenders around him himself. So.
Yeah, he just threw another dart.
So the Wildcat offense back out onto the field. Collazo drops back, has pressure in his face, throws over, and they'll throw a flag. So pass interference. It looks like Calvin is going to come off limping. And Ladarius Connor will head out onto the field. Had pressure in his face, almost picked off really by Davenport.
Yeah, I think Calvin held him a little bit once he cut inside. But if the ball was tipped, then that's a different story.
Ball will be walked forward, so.
Yeah. Boo.
Pass interference, automatic first down. Ball will move out to the 38-yard line. So 1st and 10. Campbellsville actually has done a lot better job today in the penalty aspect. They've struggled with that before, and they've done better here in the early goings. This one of their first big ones. Lazo hands off with Roberts, and that'll be a gain of 4 yards.
And that was a decent play by the defense right there. You know, with a big offensive line like Bethel has and these zone scheme stuff, you're going to have to get some penetration, and you're going to have to mess up their angles and mess up their leverage, because that's what it's all about for the zone scheme for them. So that's a really good play just to get penetration in there, and once you get that chance to make that tackle, you have to come down with it.
So 2nd and 7. Handoff with Roberts once again. Pushes forward for another 4-yard gain.
That was a really good play from Grover, doing exactly that, getting the penetration there, and giving his linebackers some chances to make some plays and get into some lanes. And we see even here, Campbellsville switching up the defense a little bit, coming out with a 3-man front, and getting some more DBs out there to, you know, take away the pass, take away the space for Bethel, because they've had a lot of success earlier on with it, putting more pressure on that box to make plays.
3rd and 2. We'll see if the Tigers can come up with a big stop here to keep momentum going. The crowd starting to feed life here at Finley Stadium. Collazo shotgun set, back to his right. Play action, pulls it, takes a shot as he throws. Good job. That is Grover Russell that got back there and put it right into the quarterback.
So Grover, 2 huge plays right there for the defense, getting his 3rd and 5.
No,
4th
it's
and 5, right?
4th and 4th and 2
Sure.
actually still. 4th and 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought they might go for it for a second. I think they thought about it.
So they're going to take the punt team out, and another huge stop and a chance to keep this Tiger offense rolling.
I've been happy with the adjustments I've seen on both sides of the ball. I think putting it in Jagger's hands a little bit more on the offensive end, and also the defense bringing some more DBs out there, but also the defensive lines, you know, gotten some more penetration here and there too, taking away the RPOs, taking away that play action, and making them run the ball.
Delay a game. It looked like they might have been trying to draw Campbellsville offside. Almost did. Punt team comes out. The punt away. Take it on the run. Seiler gets taken out by the ankles, and a flag comes in. block in the back on Connor. So that'll push the ball back to the 17-yard line. Tiger offense has been moving these past 2 drives. We'll see if they can continue to do so here in this next one. They try to go get things going. Gillis has a lot of pressure, hit as he throws, and almost picked off. That's number 4, Darian Burns.
So, like you said, we've had 2 really good drives. We've scored on those drives, so how is Bethel going to respond? We see that on first down, they bring more pressure, delayed pressure as well. So now, putting the young quarterback in a situation where he has to make a play, the offensive line has to pick up the blitz, and he has to get the ball out quick.
They'll hand the ball off with C.A. Collins. Collins breaks to the outside past the 30. And Collins with a good run. Certainly glad to see him back and added into this multi-threat backfield that the Tigers have.
And I love C.A. He's a really good guy. He works hard. Just seeing him out there healthy means a lot to me. It means a lot to everyone, just to see him out there. So seeing him get some really good runs, big runs for his team is huge.
First down for the Tigers on their own 36. Gillis has pressure rolling out. Hit as he throws, and that one picked off. So that interception will stop that drive. And Gillis just hit as he throws. That one, you just got to eat it.
Yeah, you talk about a young quarterback. Again, we brought Patrick Mahomes earlier, but just kidding, of course. But, there's some certain plays right there where you're improvising your legs, and that's what that reminds you of. But, again, a young quarterback, and he's had some success in this game making plays with his legs, getting the ball out late like that way. But right there, just he needs to take the sack. He needs to live for another down and put his team in a good situation because he is the quarterback. He's the manager. He's the guy for this offense.
So the defense will have to come out on a little bit of short rest here. They'll get starting from the Tiger 34. Palazzo hits Kashawn Ford, and 2 men miss, and he'll move forward. I believe that'll move the chains, or maybe not. Might just be just short.
If you are a DB, that is not who you want to see out in space. He is 6'3", 280, and every bit of it he looks like a really good, attempt for my guys. You just have to, wrap him up and do your best for him.
So 2nd and inches here on the Tiger 24. 9:25 left in the first half. Wildcats up by 7. Looking to increase it as he's back in the pocket. Drops it off to Ford once again. And good piece of tackling there from Davenport to get at the legs of Ford rather than trying to tackle such a big man from the top. And we got a Tiger down on the field.
Yeah, he's like...
That's, I believe, Russell.
I got to find out what we're doing on the defensive side. That's 2 straight plays where he's
just coming underneath. He's
wide open, entering those flats and that underneath route, and be able to break off a big game for his team.
So back-to-back, Colazzo, a 9- and 10-yard completions there. Russell down on the field. He'll be helped up and off.
While we have a second, going back to Gillis on, when he stepped up in the pocket, as an offense and as a team, we've talked about how important it is to protect the football. But, sometimes you might live with those plays that happen because he makes so much happen when he does step up in the pocket. I think there he just thought he had a little bit more space, and then his arm kind of got hit as he was getting tackled, lost the football. There is that fine balance of, you don't want to corral him where he's then trying to be somebody he's not, but then also teaching him and coaching him up on the importance of taking care of the football. And sometimes it's better just to touch it.
And that's Yancey in it. Into the ball game. This quarterback they use a lot more in a quarterback draw. I think he might only have 1 completion on the season. And he has 5 rushing touchdowns. He's rushed for 147 yards on the season. So they really bring him in just for looks like that. But the Tigers able to stop him up 2nd and 1.
Yeah, they'll use him in a lot of running situations.
Or 2nd and 11, excuse me. I'm
even
sorry.
be aware of the play action and sense there too. I know they like to have a tight end leak out as well with him, but there's a lot of quarterback leads with him as well.
Colazo back in the ball game. Roberts to his right, bunch formation on the near side, looking that way the whole way, has pressure, misses. Now he'll try to get it done with his legs, and a good job. That's Hagan, was able to split off his block and grab by the legs Colazo and take him down for a loss of 1. 3rd and 12.
These guys got to settle down when they get in the backfield and trying to sack this quarterback. They got to settle down, come in under control. He's going to try to move at times too, but you got to wrap him up. You got to get him down. You got to give yourself a chance and your other guys a chance to make a play on him.
Crowd getting into it once more. 3rd and 12. Ball on the Tiger 17, looking for a stop. Colazo being flushed now. Hagan in pursuit. He gets away. Now pushing forward and gets out of bounds. Not a first down. It'll bring up 4th down as he just gets to the 11, a gain of 6. That'll make it 4th and 6. And it looks like the field goal team will come out onto the field.
And that's a huge stop, after the turnover. Of course, you don't want to turn over the ball, and they had great field position, but that's huge on the defense, making adjustments and also making plays, stopping a run, and forcing them to pass because, we're putting extra DBs out there to stop that pass. So it's just huge on the defense, especially offense has to get something going on the next drive.
Austin Abbott he must have barely got that in on that right side. He tacks on 3. 24-14. Wildcats take a 10-point lead over the Tigers here in the first half. You're following Fighting Tiger football on the CU Sports Network.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father. I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. For the longest time, fear held me back from ultimately being who I wanted to. I had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
Welcome back. Get set for kickoff. Yep.
We're counting up here to make sure they have 11 on the field, and we have some coaches yelling out 12. But yeah, it's 11. We're good, folks. We're good. No penalties on our end.
I know in the past we've said that we're numerically challenged. That's why I wasn't trusting myself, but I can count to 11. I can do that. So
on good days.
Shockingly enough, I can do that. They'll kick things away. And that one,
Go out of bounds.
Bit of a squib kick, and
Go out.
Connor tried to field it.
That ref.
Yeah. So Campbellsville will take over. 1st and 10. That ball will be placed on the 17-yard line.
Check. Test. Line test.
A lot of conversation being had from the officials.
Check. 1, 2, check.
I'm not sure what the conversation's about. Looks like they're talking with the coaches over there for Bethel. But the ball is on the Tiger 17. 7:07 left in the first half. 10-point ball game. Wildcats ahead. Screenplay over to Shepperson, trying to make the man miss. Shepperson taken down for a loss of 3. So a loss of 2. 2nd and 12. Ball on the 15. Gillis. Hand it off. Yes, it was. Collins getting welcome back here in his first game in a while. Ball stays where it's at. 3rd and 12. Like to see the Tigers move the chains. Quick hitter to Seiler. And that'll be a gain of 1. So 4th and 11, the punt team will have to come out. So Lopez will have to punt away from the goal line or from the 1-yard line. And ball is up and away. High quick punt as he punts into the wind. That one muffed as that came at Gilbert very hard. He's punting directly with the wind. That flag is gusting pretty hard straight that way downfield. And that ball had some heat. I would have liked to see where it rolled to had that hit the turf. You might be looking at one that was inside the 20. It hit Gilbert in the chest hard at the 35-yard line. Five minutes left in this half. Collazo has pressure flushed out. Hagan coming from behind, can't bring him down. Now moving out to the 50. And that'll be a first down. He'll be marked at the start of the slide. So 48 still in Wildcat territory. Collazo drops pocket, and that was Brumfield in coverage. Went for the hit, and I can't blame him. That was a catch that should have been made, but man, what it would have been had he stayed up, he might have been able to pick that ball off. I mean, there's no way to know that that ball is getting dropped, so. Second and 10, they hand off with Roberts, trying to wait for his hole to open up, but can only get to the 50. He'll actually only make it to the 49, so 3rd and 9. And another big chance for this defense to get a stop and bring their offense back out on the field. Crowd getting into it once more. Collazo in the pocket, throws deep downfield, has his man, and the catch is made. That's J.D. Dixon. Comes up with the big play and silences the crowd as the chains will move, and they come away with a huge completion now as they get to the Tiger 18-yard, I'm sorry, that is the 13-yard line. Lazo throwing back corner, looking for Dixon, but that's well out of bounds. Yeah, but it's uncatchable, so I mean, I don't know. So second and 10. Give it off to Roberts, and Hagan has it slipped, had the ankle. I'm sorry, it may not have been Hagan. Those numbers get bunched up, and it's hard to tell sometimes. I think that was Gray that was there initially holding. I think it was Gray initially holding the ankle, able to slip it. But when he cut back the other way, Tigers able to come up with the stop. Another big 3rd and 12, and they have the opportunity to at least force a field goal attempt. Collazo has pressure, steps to the side, now out in free space. And looks like they'll mark. Fourth and inches. Yancey's brought in. Bunched up hard on the left side of the line. Yancey came in. I mentioned he has 5 rushing touchdowns. So this is really his situation. This is what he's brought in for. You have to anticipate it. They'll call a timeout. We'll take one as well. 24-14, 2:30 left in the first half. You're following Fighting Tiger football on the CU Sports Network.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter what you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Tigers had the chance to come up with a huge stop. 4th and inches. Yancey, Kashawn Ford is in there. Here comes the play. Yancey off and running. Has the blocker, pushes forward, and he'll get the first down. So a fresh set of downs for a high-powered red zone offense that are now on the 1-yard line. So 1st and goal. Yancey moves out, Wildcat for Ford. Pushing up, and he'll dive in to the end zone. Pick up a Wildcat touchdown to make it 30-14. Extra point was no good, missed the extra point. So 30-14 as the Wildcats tack some on. 2 minutes left here in the first half. We'll see if the Tigers can't come out and tack some on before halftime. You're following Fighting Tiger football on the CU Sports Network.
As a dad, every day is a challenge. To make sure that the time that I have, I spend with them. It doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try and to teach them. When they learn something new, and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
So the Tigers need to tack some points on here. They received to start the game, so they'll have to kick away in the second half, so a big chance to tack on some points and make it, a one-score ball game. Ball kicked away, bounces up, that ball taken, cutting up to the 25-yard line, pushing forward for more. Gillis in the pocket. He'll dump over to Smith. Smith gets to the 32, a gain of 4. Moving quickly now, throw downfield to McCown is 2 out in front. So that ball falls incomplete, and we'll stop the clock at 1:37. A little bit of a misdirection, getting drugged down by his jersey, but still moving. Smith has a hole. He busts out, trying to beat the last man. Gets drugged down, but a big gain. Yes, we were. He was. Tiger first down. Now a throw to the sideline as Seiler has him. And we'll see where they mark it. I think it's at the 10. It'll be the 11-yard line. He did have a little bit of a push off, but you'll certainly take it as a Tiger fan. .118, Gillis looking Shepperson at the goal line. And good defense. And Bates was in coverage on that. Another extremely good linebacker. So a game clock issue, 1:12. I'll put 6 seconds back on the board. We'll get things started. Gillis has Collins to his left. He'll get flushed out. Gillis has to throw it away.
Snaps that just Gillis is having to work for it. He's going left, he's going right. There was a bad snap earlier that they lost a bunch of yards on. Got to make sure we're snapping the ball well, getting it to hitting the quarterback in his chest and his hands. It's really throwing the timing off.
3rd and 10 on the Wildcat 11. He'll roll to his left, and he gets hammered by Jalen Sanders. He came running free, and Gillis really didn't have a chance.
Yeah, he never saw that guy coming.
No.
So field goal unit will come onto the field. A 33-yarder for Devin Neely.
Yeah, I'm letting this clock go, and I'm calling a timeout.
Yeah.
Because you're not set, it's rushed, yeah.
Trying to get the men onto the field, trying to rush them in. And no sense in rushing this one. Take every second that you can off of this clock. And we'll take a quick break as we take a timeout as the Tigers try to tack on 3 at the end of the half. You're following Fighting Tiger Football on the CU Sports Network. Welcome back, Tiger fans. We are working on the audio issues. We apologize. You know, we love technology, but sometimes it's our own worst enemy. And today, that is that. So we are working on the issue. We apologize. Neely, 33-yarder is up and good.
That's a boot. There's a boot.
He has plenty. His longest on the season is 50 yards. So 33 yards, nothing for him. Makes it a 30-17 ball game with 15 seconds left. And this Bethel Wildcat offense, if you're the Tigers, hopefully they come out and you just send one right for a touchback, and then hopefully they take the knee or a run play just to end the half since they get the ball back. So the Tigers tack on 3 at the end, 30-17, 15 seconds to kick things off.
Yeah, and can't be mad at that, honestly. It's not, 7 points, but 3 is still good, and 3 is good going into halftime against a really good team. 30-17. I don't think the scoreboard tells the entire game as far as getting the momentum back like we needed to, because it was looking bad at first. It was looking rough at first, but the team has collected themselves and has gotten some really good rhythm going on offense and defense. Just need to come back at halftime. Expect adjustments to be made from the Wildcats, but also make some adjustments ourselves as the game goes on.
Yeah, I mean, it was 21-0. So since then we've scored 17. They've scored 9.
17-9 since that 21-0.
Right.
So
and you've limited them some field goals when they've gotten in the red zone.
Certainly taking the wins where you can. There's that touchback that I mentioned. So hopefully they will either just run this clock out with a knee or just a little run up the middle that we could stop and take this thing to half.
Yeah, I'm sure they're
Or throw it and pick it and run it back.
Yeah, I mean, I would certainly take a pick 6 right about now.
No comment.
Oh, man.
So the Wildcat offense coming out onto the field. Bethel rocking yellow tops, white pants, white helmets.
You guys don't like them. I actually like them a lot. I love the little stripes on the side, too.
The only thing is I can't tell if that's green numbering and lettering or not.
Oh, yeah, I can't.
It's tough to tell from here. Bethel's purple and yellow, so they'll run with Roberts. And he has a hole and gets out of bounds for a first down.
Stressful.
Well, if you're gonna run it, and that's what we
make
want,
sure that you tackle
them inbounds.
Yes,
preferably.
Just tackle them, please.
Yeah, just tackle them. Try to tackle them inbounds. Don't give them a.
We'll see if it's what the coaches next to us think it might be. Pass play, quick hitter on the sideline. That one to number 18, Kobe Johnson. 5 seconds left. They've moved the ball out to the 49. I can tell you, I didn't expect this from the Bethel offense. They're going to stack. They're going to stack over on the far side.
Back up. Oh, run fast.
And Colazo will take off with his feet. Time clock expires. And he will run out of bounds to end the half, so the danger averted.
I was just going to realize it was a Hail Mary. I was scared.
So 30-17 at the half. The Wildcats lead over Campbellsville. Will be back after this break to talk about the first half and the second half to come. You're following Fighting Tiger football on the CU Sports Network.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
You quit smoking and thought, that's that. But here's the thing about lung cancer. By the time you see the symptoms, it could be too late. But now, there's a new scan that can detect lung cancer early, when it's more curable. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back as the Tigers trail 30-17 at the half, but that's really not the story of this game. The story of this game was that it was 21-0 for quite some time, and it looked like this was going to be possibly another runaway ball game. And then the Tigers made the adjustments. They came back, started getting the stops, and then they started getting their offense going. And from there, they went on a 17-9 run, which is where we stand now.
Like you said, we've seen a lot of adjustments from both sides of the field, offense and defense. Offense has made a lot of different plays. We've seen Jagger open up the playbook a little bit for us with the passing game. We've seen some huge runs. Luke and Sila have made some huge efforts on the offensive end, coming up with some huge passes from Jagger. So it's been a great game on the offensive end so far.
Yeah, and defensively, they just done a better job adjusting to the 3x1 sets and the RPOs that was happening earlier. We mentioned how they brought in more DBs to kind of counteract that. And they've done a great job since then, because one of the things you worry about is, heavyweights, tackling, things like that. I think they've done a great job, especially in the safety position, coming down and tackling the running back.
So we'll talk about Gillis for a second, because Gillis started, well, he didn't start last game. He came in the middle of the game for Meglis, who went out injured, threw for 345 yards, looked like a completely different version of a quarterback, a different offense for this team. He comes out to start today, his first start of the season. He's 12 for 24, 147 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then he threw that interception. So you see a little bit of that youngness and freshness right there.
He's made a lot of big plays from the pocket and with his legs, not necessarily running the ball, but scrambling out of the pocket and trying to make plays down the field, getting the ball out quick, making some huge flicks. We saw the pass down there in red zone, making a huge play to Luke. He's made a lot of big plays. He's provided a different type of spark for this offense, and we've also seen the playbook open up a little bit more since he's been playing quarterback.
Yeah, and he's doing a great job just getting the ball downfield. A couple of great throws that he made on the sideline, and he just puts it on a line. And he trusts his guy, too. He sees one-on-one, and he just trusts Silas and the other guys just to make the plays necessary. And so that's something you see, and it's important to have that trust. O-line as well has done a great job pass protecting, especially after that first quarter. I thought they did a really great job settling in the game. They've also come out with some counters and things like that with the run game. Collins got going a little bit. Smith doing a great job as well. I haven't seen Bass as much the first half. Not sure if there's something going on injury-wise or whatever. But all in all, they settled into the game after that kind of first quarter. Last 2 minutes that first quarter, they settled in. And now we've got to come back. We've got to get a stop on defense.
Shepperson doing what Shepperson does and what he has been doing here in these past few games. 2 touchdowns, only 40 yards for him, but 2 touchdowns, and Seiler getting it done on the yardage. He has 103 yards on 6 catches, his long being that 56-yarder, which luckily went rolling out of bounds as the forced fumble there came from behind. But this offense for Bethel was moving early, and it looks like the defense has kind of found a way to put a better stop to it as they've done fairly well in holding them to a couple field goals down the line.
We're a huge man team. I talked about it earlier during the broadcast. I don't know our tendencies as far as how much we play man percentage-wise, but we play a lot of man. We've seen adjustments here, putting more DBs on the field, playing more zone, passing guys off, showing that man look so we can get that RPO going, but also really putting hands on guys to get in those windows for the quarterback, batting balls down from the defensive line's perspective as well, and getting a few more pressure from my guys too.
Yeah, and then getting that pressure up the middle. I think the defensive line's done a great job getting pressure on the quarterback in obvious passing situations. Up the middle, we just now need to do a better job of trying to tackle him, corral him. As we're coming in, we're not flying past him, but we're chopping our feet, breaking down, and wrapping him up. But all in all, great job just getting back in the game. The way it started, you could have you folded your tent up and went home early, and they decided to stick around and fight.
And it's really started with just stopping that run. Stopping the run has opened up so many things for us as well. So trusting our 3-down linemen to stop it, and our passing, our DBs can make plays in the passing game for us.
Yeah. Bring up a quick mention, too. The Tigers trying to pick up their first win in the past 4 matchups. It's been dominated by Bethel. They've won 5 of the last 6. Their last win was an overtime game in 2017. Khalil Baker played in that ball game and was the second leading tackler on the team. You had 11 tackles and 3 tackles for loss.
Oh, that's cool.
So I figured I'd mention that one out there. I'd talk about your playing days,
Makes me feel good.
Give them a little bit of love out here. But the Tigers trail 30-17 at the half. We'll step away for our extended break, and we'll be back with what the Tigers need to do in the second half. Moving forward, you're following Fighting Tiger Football on the CU Sports Network.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You could say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's all good if you think you should check in. Yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
When I got the opportunity to get her, there wasn't no choice. I told myself, I'm gonna take custody of my daughter. It's my baby. That's what we're supposed to do as men. Take care of our home, build a foundation, you know what I'm saying? Love, our money, she's my purpose. I'm here to walk with her, hold her hand until she can walk alone. Ain't nothing like being a father in this world.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you, get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Worried about your friend, but don't know how to reach out?
You can say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You can chat with them in VR. It's all good if you think you should check in. Yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
When I got the opportunity to get her, there wasn't no choice. I told myself, I'm gonna take custody of my daughter. It's my baby. That's what we're supposed to do as men. Take care of our home, build a foundation, you know what I'm saying? Love, our money, she's my purpose. I'm here to walk with her, hold her hand until she can walk alone. Ain't nothing like being a father in this world.
30-17 at the half. It's not been, the story of the game. We mentioned that before. They started out 21-0. It looked like it would be all Bethel. Campbellsville came back out, 17-9 run since that 21-0. So 30-17, a couple of miscues, a couple of penalties, a couple of more special teams errors, things that should have been let go out of bounds. We'll see if they change that after halftime. I'm sure they've already gotten an earful back in the locker room. But really, I think the story of the game has been the first downs for Bethel. They've been moving the ball so well. 22 first downs, and that's 20. They're 128 rushing yards and 240 passing yards. So the offense pretty balanced for the most part, and Collazo has had a pretty good game.
Yeah, it's a really good offense. They like to do a lot of different things, RPOs. They like to play action. They like to run off those RPOs, just give different looks that way, bunch sets, a lot of wing play as well, 2x1 wings, 2x2 wings. So they're really good that way. They're really balanced, and they like to do a lot of different things. We've slowed them down a little bit here towards the end of the first half. Let's see what we can do on the defensive side, trying to slow them down a little bit more.
Yeah, I think just as far as the stats there, a lot of that come in that first quarter, I think, and I think at one point in time we had them pinned deep, like on the 4-yard line, and they had a really solid drive, running, passing, kind of doing whatever they wanted to do, all the way up the field, methodically moving it. And, after we settled down, things started changing a little bit. We held on some field goals in the red zone, which was important. And we're going to have to continue doing that. They're about to get the ball back to start this second half, Bethel is. And so defensively, we have to come out and continue to do what we were doing well in that first half.
They're third in the nation in red zone scores. I've mentioned that before. They're 4 for 4 here in red zone scores, so scoring every time they get there. They just are so well balanced. It's hard to stop. You soften up your underbelly to sell out on that run or go on the back on the pass, and then now they're running the ball, and they're able to bring in Yancey, and Kashawn Ford has been big for this offense as well.
Yeah. Defensive line is going to be important, again, like they always are, getting a lot of penetration, getting pressure. But, again, it starts with stopping the run. Stopping the run and putting more pressure on our defensive backs to make plays and not giving up those big plays. We saw a big play down there with Diego. He gave up that big play, which set up their score for later on. So stopping the run and minimizing those big plays are so important for this defense in the second half.
Yeah, and I think we continue to stay in this game if we can tackle. I think there were some missed tackles early on, and so if we can get them wrapped up and tackled early, like they get 2 yards, we tackle them. You're going to get them in 3rd and long situations, and we are in obvious passing downs. Then we can start kind of mixing up how we want to blitz and bring pressure and things like that. We can disguise our coverage. And so those are all important, but I think the most important thing is like tackling, getting them on the ground, and make sure we gang tackle and swarm.
You hear it on the Perry Thomas Show if you tune in on CU Sports Network on our YouTube page. Coach Thomas preaches fundamentals, fundamentals, fundamentals. And sure enough, that's one of our big things, and especially our defense has done a good job of getting into the backfield. It's just getting that hit on the man has been the biggest issue for this Tiger defense.
Yeah, and they just need to slow down when it gets to that point and really wrap him up, corral him, get him contained. He's not a huge running quarterback. He can make some plays with his legs, but it's really, like you said, Coach Thomas, I've heard it all my career, guts and fundamentals every day. That's what he's preaching, and that's our culture. That's the culture that he's established here. So guts and fundamentals. We've seen a lot of the guts today on the field. Now can we see more of the fundamental side of things?
Yeah.
So we get set. The team's coming back out onto the field. So we'll get turned around here in just a moment as the Tigers trail 30-17 at the half. They'll get things going, and hopefully this offense, we'll start out on defense, I guess. So defense come up with a big stop. How big would that be for momentum shifting if we can come out and get the stop out of half and put our offense back out on the field?
It's huge in the to an extent, it's huge. But the offense has to, respond to what the defense does. So we've seen it in different times throughout the season and throughout this game. Defense has gotten some stops. They've got off the field. They've held them to a field goal, anything like that. Offense has to back them up. So it goes hand in hand. Defense has to help out the offense. Offense has to help out the defense. So let's see if the defense can respond here and get, Bethel off the field. But then the offense, can they put a drive together, go down the field, and put points on the board?
And not to mention, like, we talk about offense, defense helping each other out. Special teams is huge. And there were some miscues on that caused, Campbellsville's field position in the first half. And whether it's punting, kicking and coverage, return, special teams is going to be important too in this second half.
Only 1 sack against the Tigers, only 1 sack, and that's actually a pretty big number here in the first half. The Tigers have had an issue with getting sacked, and especially for a lot of yards. Only 5 yards on the 1 sack against Gillis here in the first half. Ball kicked away, and that'll be a touchback.
Something we saw a little bit towards the end of that first half is, Bethel brought a little bit more pressure than they have at the beginning of the game. They're fine with bringing 3. They're fine giving different looks and dropping people back out into coverage. But they brought a little bit more pressure, especially the late pressure, 4 or 5 guys. So I want to see what they're going to do once we get to the offensive side of the ball.
So Collazo will come out, have Roberts to his right. And a big hole already for Roberts. Has a block out front. And he'll be taken down by Davenport. So that'll move the chains 1 run, 1 first down. And Roberts is down on the field. He did take a big hit at the end of that. Davenport had him wrapped up, but then came in, and a secondary hit, I think, is what's caused this pain right here and why he's down on the field. So we'll step away for a quick break for the injury timeout. We'll be right back with more Fighting Tiger football on the CU Sports Network.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back. Roberts was able to come off the field under his own power.
Yeah, Donson Knox come up and laid the wood on whoever was blocking. That was a good run and a good gain, but Knox come in and just blew up his blocker to try to blow that run up, keep it from getting any further.
Huddleston in for, and that one will fall to the ground incomplete. Second and 10.
Even there, we saw a little bit of room for a pass to be completed right there, but the defense does a great job just making it a little bit harder on the quarterback and making him hurry up his throw a little bit more.
So drops back. Has Kashawn Ford once again. Just right there in that empty space in the flat, and that'll move the chains once again. So on to the Tiger side of the field on the 44. Lazo in the pocket. Throws. That one over for number 85. That's Jacob Bowles. And that one incomplete, second and 10.
And that was a huge play by number 40, Brandon Johnson, for us right there. He brought the pressure, had a great bull rush, and brought the offensive lineman back into the quarterback's lap and made it a more difficult throw for the quarterback to make.
Colazo, hands off. Pushing up. It's a big back. It's about 6-yard gain. Keegan Huddleston, a graduate from Mississippi Valley State University. He's 5'11", but 220.
Oh, he looks like it.
And we have a player down on the field right where Huddleston was pushing forward.
No, I think is that Brandon Johnson?
I think that is Brandon Johnson.
Yeah.
It looks like they're looking and working on his ankle. We'll step away for a quick break. You're following Fighting Tiger football on the CU Sports Network.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Johnson comes off the field, putting plenty of weight on both sides, it seems like. So He should be all right. Got a little bit of a limp there on that left side.
And Khalil, you mentioned him on a play earlier. They've been bringing him on the blitz all game, and he's had a really good game getting pressure. So you hope he's all right.
Big 3rd and 5. Ball on the 39. Collazo, screen play. Over to Burris, and he breaks free at the 30. That's a first down and more as he gets to the 25, 24-yard line.
So when they come out in that bunch set right there in the trips, you see number 9, Ford, as the lead receiver, the number 1 receiver. I don't have the numbers for this, but what I've seen this game, whenever he's right there in that number 1 spot, he is lead blocking for a screen. And you got to know that as a defender. Coaching staff needs to be calling that out. But whenever he's in that spot, you got to expect screen a little bit, and you got to be aggressive and get off that block and make a tackle.
So a 15-yard gain for Burris. We'll hand off to Huddleston. He has a hole once again. Hurdles the tackler. Hurdles Fant, but there's a flag on the field that should be coming back.
Yeah, definitely a hold in the second level there. Receiver blocking. Had him on the outside as he was trying to get outside of the receiver to make a tackle. And
so a holding call. That'll move the ball back.
It's about time we got one.
32-yard line now. Should be on the 34. Yeah, there it is. First and 19. Collazo has pressure. Gray brings him down. Once again, Noah Gray coming up big. Able to drag down Collazo for another loss.
That's a way to get him down on the ground.
That was a man's pass rush, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, he was not going to be stopped right there, pushing him into the backfield. That was a man's pass rush.
I saw him the other day without pads on, and he's a pretty big
I think he only took him down with one arm, too.
Yeah, you're right.
Had him with one arm until he could get the rest of his body around.
Man, that's just great effort right there, and that's what you need. Get him in these long situations behind the sticks.
4-yard loss on the sack, 2nd and 23. Collazo going through the progressions, has a man wide open over the middle of the field, has a block that should be in the back, and there it is. There's the flag. Another man wide open over the middle, but gets sold out there on the block downfield as that block came in.
Yeah, I know the play before that, we were in man, and those underneath routes, that's how we've seen them getting open. It's when we were in man. And that time, honestly, I need Khalil to tell me, because I wasn't sure if we were in man or in zone. I was trying to watch, and it was hard for me to even tell on that play what we were in.
It looked like we were in man. Chance got caught. He got turned around on that play, so it looked like the receiver, went outside and then came back inside on the route. I wasn't sure what route it was, but it looked like Chance got turned around. He got caught lacking, and he was wide open over the middle.
Block in the back negates a lot of the yardage, but 2nd and 11, ball on the 25-yard line. Hands off Huddleston. Tries to go up the middle.
Good job, Kale.
Yeah, great job by Kale shedding his block.
Gain of 3, 3rd and 8. So another chance here for the Tigers to get a stop and perhaps force the field goal. That'd be big on this drive as well. They've struggled so far. This offense has been, or the defense helped out with these penalties. See if they can't cap it off. Throw, end zone, picked off. Dante Knox flips it back to Fant. Fant has some blocking out front, cutting up, and he'll get out to the 31-yard line. Dante Knox comes up his 4th interception of the season.
Yeah, I saw that play, and I saw number 9, what's his last name, Ford, running the seam, and I thought, I think he's looking his way, and we had a safety sitting right on the seams. I mean, he was right there. It was going to be an impossible throw, really.
It looked like either some two-man, so deep safeties in man or cover 2, and you got the seams carrying in those seam routes. So it takes pressure off the safeties so they can play a little bit more freely. But right there, you see him over top. He sat there. A great play.
Yeah. Tiger takeaway, Edward Jones giveaway. Thank you, Edward Jones. Trey Bass sent into motion. And he gets blown up but takes the hit. But still gained about a yard on the, well, not a gain. They lost yardage. He gained a yard back after the hit.
Yeah, number 5, Devious. Oh, who was that? Is that number 2 right there? I'm trying to look. I can't tell. That's number 5, yes.
Yes.
They love those screens. They love coming out. They love reading it, and they love making a big hit just like right there.
You see that pick from Donsay Knox, and then the flip back gave Fant a chance to move the Tigers into better field position. And Gillis is sacked. Big number 96.
Well, we get the turnover, and offensively we're going backwards.
So 3rd and 21. Tigers have been pushed back to their own 20. A lot of yardage to get. If you're the Tigers, you're still happy because you kept a score, honestly, away from this Bethel team. Gillis getting sacked again, but he's able to throw that ball away in time as he was being drugged down, and they'll throw the flag. So intentional grounding will come out.
You're seeing that defensive line start to get a lot more pressure. They're bringing another guy as well. But again, like, it's a big D line. We haven't seen a lot of them necessarily, but right now they're coming to life and they're getting a lot of pressure.
So 4th down, and the ball continues to move backwards to the 10-yard line. So a very, very rough offensive drive there from the Tigers. But you still held Bethel to no score, and now you punt it away and give your defense another fresh chance, although short rest.
Yeah, I mean, you did everything you wanted to defensively. You got the turnover, and your offense went backwards.
Punt from the 1-yard line. Another boomer gets to the 40 on the opposite side of the field, and unable to bring Gilbert down. He's moving out past the 40, 30. And Gilbert with a great return. And looks like player down on that sideline over there at Bethel. So they'll pick up very good field position. Will the Wildcats? They'll come out on the Tigers' 28. 9:22 in the 3rd quarter.
And we talked about it earlier, you know, like defense gets off the field, but it's on the offense. What are they going to do? How are they going to respond, and how are they going to move the ball down the field?
Lazo hands off to Huddleston.
Ooh, that's a big,
following his blockers.
That's a huge pulling tackle guard right there. I don't know who that was. That was
gain of 6.
67. That was a center.
Yeah, that's a. What do you do if you're a DB coming down? Trying to get around that guy. You just better hope you don't let him get his hands on you. That's
2nd and 4. Huddleston.
And we're even seeing a little bit more of a different running game from them right now. Now we're seeing some pulling guards, some more power, some more counter, all that good type of stuff. And using their size and their strength into getting their big guys out in open space. And that's hard for a defender to move around, and that's hard for a defender to engage and get off those blocks and try to make the tackle.
So a gain of 1, 3rd and 3. Another big chance for the Tigers to force 4th down.
And they got their heavy set in with backup quarterback Taylor Yancey in.
Yancey, quarterback keeper, and he'll get the first down.
Right on the mark, too.
So the chains move and a fresh set of downs.
That's when you know you have something going offensively. Like when you know the other team knows what you're about to do, and you still run it and it's still successful. I mean, that means your offense is just tough to stop.
Ball on the Tiger 18. Throw back corner, end zone, and good coverage from Brumfield.
Solid.
Yeah, great job by him. Also not to get body contact or to be touching his hands on him, but just to kind of stay in phase with him.
And didn't panic. Nope. He's kept running, didn't put himself in a bad position. Stayed in phase with him and caught up there and got his hands up and made a huge play.
So 2nd and 10 as that one falls incomplete. Looking once again.
Good play, Chance.
That ball goes up. Knox was too close to the play as that ball fell off of Burris's hands up into the air, but just too far back for the interception. But another 3rd down chance here, 3rd and 10.
We've seen Chance, he's getting a lot more playing time this week. He's a sophomore, really good player. Junior, excuse me. He's been caught lacking coverage a little bit, but right there he makes a huge play, gets his hands there late, and is able to make a play for his defense.
Butler High School product. That's right. Collazo looking to the right now, going to get it done with his legs, gives a dump off, and just missed there from Huddleston. So 4th and 10, and looks like the field goal unit will come out.
And the defense is doing a great. I mean, they're fighting and they're in this game and they've made their corrections and they're playing hard. And I mean, once again, they get great field position off the punt return, and they really didn't give much of an inch,
That one, it looked wide. No good. So the Tigers able, and there's a flag that comes out on the field.
For what? Okay.
And unsportsmanlike on Dante Knox, the field goal's still no good.
Great.
So still the Tigers defense forces no points here from this Wildcat offense. They've finally get it together out there. It seemed like they're having a lot of trouble figuring out
they're working on it.
What the deal is.
See, those are the times I wish we had, I could see, go back and look at, see what he did, what caused the unsportsmanlike. Did he say something and the official hurt him? Did he grab somebody? Did he push somebody? Did he slap somebody? Because I'm like, what? I don't know what he did.
So ball will start on the 10-yard line on the Tigers 10. This offense, 2-back set. Gillis hands off with Collins and sheds the block on the line and able to wrap up Collins for a loss of 2.
I just don't like a run in that situation. We've run a lot out of that formation, just trying to switch things up and give them a different look and maybe a little play action out of that formation. especially on first down, it might be a better look and, catch the defense off a little bit, get the bite, get those linebackers biting a little bit as well.
Empty set, 2nd and 12. Gillis throws over the middle and incomplete.
That'd been a tough catch, but he's got to catch that. Silas says. But like going back to what you were saying, Khalil, like they rolled to a single high safety look. They had a lot of guys coming down in the box because they were going to bet their life that it was going to be a run on that play. And that's when you have to see that and run that play action and take a shot down the field.
Another empty set on 3rd and 12. Has pressure from behind, throws sideline too high on Seiler. And that'll bring a quick 4th down. The punt team will have to come back out and punt from their own end zone.
Yeah, the offense just has not looked sharp coming out of this second half. And once again, another bad snap. Ball's low on the ground. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but
Lopez, who's done a great job punting today. The wind is actually dead now. The flag not blowing at all. And free range as that one gets blocked. Lopez picks it up, and he's got space. Lopez has the first down, and he gets out of bounds. And
we'll
flag
take some
will
more
come
yards
out.
on that. What a play by Lopez.
Yeah, what a play from Lopez.
You don't practice that.
He made something out of what was going to be a disaster, to be honest.
To say the least.
As that was a block in our own end zone. Could have been a scoop and score. He picks it up, scoops it, and runs it for the first down. We'll see what this flag is. You take a look at that. A block in the back is the call, but we'll take a second and just admire this play as Lopez able to pick it up, scoop it, and run it out for the first down. They call the block in the back. It gets moved. However, still a first down, so the offense able to come back out on the field. Great play from Lopez and keeps your defense, gives them a little bit more of a break as they take a sigh of relief as they can sit back down on the bench for a second. They'll hand off to Smith, makes a couple men miss, bounces off a tackle, and he picks up a first down gain of 11.
And honestly, I mean, winning any game, being in any situation to win, you're going to need a little bit of luck on your side, and we had it on that play right there.
Yeah.
And we got a player down on the field. I think that's Cade Kroom. And it is sophomore from Owensboro, Kentucky. We'll step away for a quick break. Wildcats lead 30-17, 6:20 in the third quarter. You're following Fighting Tiger football on the CU Sports Network.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Welcome back. Gillis. That's Travion Hawkins to his left. Quarterback keeper, and he gets slammed to the turf. It's number 56. Nelson Luis, senior transfer from Tusculum University. Hawkins to his right now. Gillis throws. Screen play to Shepperson, trying to find the edge. And he'll pick up a couple of yards, but not many.
Yeah, they're rolling to that single high, almost right kind of right before the snap.
Gain of 1. 3rd and 11. Ball on the Tiger 33. 3 on the near side. Seiler one-on-one up top. Over the middle to Oden. Makes a beautiful play for the first down.
Yeah, great catch by Oden right there. You're running across the middle and you have to reach up for a football. That's a scary thing.
It's dangerous, but he was able to avoid the hit right there and get the first down.
I say,
That's
and he
huge.
stopped on the dime too and was able to spin around the hit to be able to lean for that first down. Beautiful play from Seiler to extend the drive. Gillis finds Oden once again, and he's taken down. Gain of 2. So now on to Wildcat side of the field, 48-yard line. Gillis throws over the middle, and that's picked off. And it looks like almost a free run. Seiler coming in from behind. Good job from Seiler to track him all the way down and bring him down, but that's a pick from number 8. That's Jacoby Griffin.
Yeah, he eyed his receiver that whole time. As soon as the ball was snapped, he just was looking right there. And that's easy for a linebacker that's dropping in coverage just to be able to sit on that and watch his eyes.
I would love a replay of that because they're dropping a lot of guys into coverage. They're only sending 3 for the most part. So you got to know there's 8 guys out there trying to, defend the pass.
So another good start on the field from the Wildcats. They'll take it from the Tiger 33. Collazo drops back. Surveying has 1,000 years back. He'll just tuck it and go ahead and run as he makes it to the edge, and he'll gain about 9 on the play. Looks like they'll move the chains, and they will.
Tigers had too many chances. So many chances to get back in this game.
You only
Multiple
get so many.
stops, yeah. You only get so many in a game. But you got to try again. Got to try. Got one more stop.
Ball on the 21. 1st and 10. Lazo, all the time in the world, tried to tuck it and get out. But he'll lose 1 on the play.
A coverage sack, if I've ever seen it.
Russell comes up with the sack. A loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Three minutes and counting down in the 3rd quarter. Wildcats still up by 13. Lazo gives it off. Good hit from Grover Russell. He picked up Roberts and sent him into the turf. Gain of 1 to make it another 3rd and 10, so another chance for this defense to come up with a big stop. Roberts to Collazo's left. Eyeing over the middle. Man drops. He doesn't see him.
Here we go, Nigel.
As Nerese comes up with a big stop on Kobe Johnson, able to break it up. But I tell you what, the Tigers lucked out because Avant Burris was over the middle, jumping up and down, waving his hand for the ball in the end zone. And that could have been bad. But
and
the
that has
Tigers,
to do with the pressure.
Yeah.
Tigers forced the field goal.
I didn't see him, and neither did the quarterback, and that is good on me.
Yeah, and I think
he ran free. He had actually had a Tiger in the secondary drop to the turf on that route as he broke in, and that field goal up and good. So that'll put 3 points on the board for the Wildcats. The first score of the second half 2:09 left in the third quarter, 33-17. Be back with more Fighting Tiger football in the CU Sports Network. Welcome back. As Bethel gets ready to kick things away, the Tigers able to hold the Wildcats to just 3 points, the first score of this half. This has been a very defensive half of football for the Tigers. Their offense has been moving, but they've gotten the stops that they needed to, and they've only given up 3, and that has to be a huge win here for this Tiger defense.
Yeah, of course it is. We talk about it. We've talked about it so much this game. The offense is going to have to respond in some way, but when your defense is playing like this, putting your offense in good positions, that is something to hang your hat on. But sooner or later, that luck is going to have to come and turn into some execution, and you're going to have to drive down the field and get some points on the board.
Talking about our defense like a Camp Lejeune commercial, just constantly. Oden gets it at the 34.
We get great field position right there, and I don't even know if Bethel cares right now. The way the offense is playing, we just need to get something going.
Yeah, another thing that's big about that field goal we just gave up is it's still a 2-possession game. And you give up a touchdown in any of those situations, you make it a 3-score game, and it gets really tough.
He'll hand off to Bass. Bass cuts in. Four-yard gain.
Stays in the 2-back set.
Play action, please.
Look at that. That's a really good job adjusting the snap count right there. You see Bethel wants to bring that late pressure.
Number 4 drops back into coverage. They'll hand off to Bass, trying to get to the outside, and he does. Able to get the first down and move the chains.
Yeah, so good that they could run away from that.
Yeah.
Know it was coming.
That's a good play call. That's smart.
Let's run this way and not that way.
They're bringing 2 to 3 extra guys on this side. Let's go to the other side.
Right.
2-back set once again, a low snap, and he has a lot of pressure. Honestly, a decent job there from Gillis to just hold on to the ball.
Jared has to get those snaps up, man. I know center is a tough position, and that's not where he's been playing at all season. Brian Wright's out right now, but he has to get those snaps up. It's slowing down the offense, getting the play calling out of the rhythm of the offense.
Yeah, that's something when you come to the sideline, you've got to be snapping the ball. There's been too many of those.
Throws over, has Collins. He'll get up almost to the original line of scrimmage. Third and 11. Ball on the Tiger 45. Gillis has a man running free, able to dump down to Collins. He spins off one, gets hit by another. We'll see where they rule it at. It's close. I think it'll be just short of the first down.
They're overloading the pressure and the blitzes to one side. That was a great time to run a screen play right there on the other side of it.
That'll hands to the face right there. Dane is getting mugged in the face.
That will end the third quarter. As we head to the fourth quarter, it'll bring up 4th and inches, 4th and 1. When we come back, Fighting Tiger football on the CU Sports Network.
What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you, get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Tigers, 4th and 1. And they send the offense back out onto the field. Wildcats side of the field on the 45. See what the Tigers come up with. Gillis pushes forward, and the Tigers will move the chains. That's good for a first down.
Keep it simple and sweet. Good little QB sneak there.
Now the Tiger offense wants to get things going. Stupid.
Brett?
Oh, you don't know that one?
Kiss rule. As Bass gains about 2.
Oh, yeah, I thought about that earlier. Sorry, Brett. I know what you're talking about now.
Okay, I just
keep it simple, stupid, right?
Yeah, but I wasn't going to say it.
Yeah, I know. I took care of it for you. Don't worry about it.
Bass hobbling off the field.
2-back set once again. Seiler solo coverage on the near side. They'll hand off with Smith. He pushes forward for 2. He gets to the 40. 2nd and 6.
Kind of unfortunate there that guys couldn't stay on their feet.
It's a lot of
he had some room.
It's a lot of trash to squeeze through right there, to step over too. And it's hard. Trenches.
Empty set now. Has Oden. That's a first down. And more as he moves inside the 30 for a Tiger first down.
Yeah, that was a great job just hitting his back foot and throwing. They rushed 3. They dropped everyone else in coverage, understanding, knowing where those soft spots in the zone are.
And that's a great job to push vertical right there, too.
Another empty set, trying to get moving quick. They'll get it to Shepperson. It's a gain of 2.
Because Bethel needs to know where the sticks are, so if you're, like, giving all that cushion up, I mean.
You'll take it every time.
Odin to get to the sticks, really job to push vertical right there. And also, yes, Luke, that's a great catch.
That was the sweetest 3-yard catch I've ever seen in my life.
Gain of 3. All on the 25.
Oh, left.
Has Seiler, but Seiler trips.
You talking about that seam, Brett?
He tried to cut back.
No, I was talking about the back actually leaking out to the left in the flats. There was like nobody over there. Obviously, that was probably his last read.
Yeah.
And stay on your feet, Salas.
So 3rd and 7. Smith next to Gillis. Drops back. Dumps down. Smith now has a hole. Can he get there?
Yes.
Pushes forward. Touchdown, Tigers.
Great job. Great job.
Good blocking out front. And talk about the extra effort from Smith, dragging defenders with him, taking hits as he goes to punch one in, and it looks like they'll stay out there and go for the 2-point conversion. It's 33-23, 13:03 here in the 4th quarter. Rolling to the right. Has Shepperson toe tap, and 2-point conversion is good. Makes it an 8-point ball game. 33-25, the Tigers trail the Wildcats. 13 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. You're following Fighting Tiger football on the CU Sports Network.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Take a look at that replay there. Just that quick dump over. Had the blocking out front, had a hole, and once again, just dragging it. He's getting drugged down by that jersey tail. I don't blame him for standing there and giving a little flex.
I mean, Archuleta Smith, he's 175 pounds.
Don't run like it.
And
he's not exactly a huge guy, but
he acts as if he's 220, 225.
I'd like to know what he squats and deadlifts in the gym.
Oh yeah, the legs for a running back are huge, man. Like, they're so imperative to run the ball as hard as they do.
Lopez gonna kick off. And it looks like they'll try to catch him off guard. And I think you'll get a ball didn't travel, I don't think.
No, it did not travel.
Didn't travel far enough. Take a look at that two-point conversion, as Khalil would say, as that tight window was threaded right in front of Vontae Bates.
On the onside kick, he said, oh.
All right. Anyways, I don't think I like that call, the onside kick.
Trying to catch them off guard. I think if it would have traveled, I mean, it'd be a different story.
Right.
Has Lopez been kicking off all game?
Well, that's an onside kick right there, you know.
I know, but who's usually kicking off? Neely.
Yeah.
So that, like, are you throwing the defense off by switching up who's kicking?
Sometimes. Even then, though, your defense has been playing well, but now you just give Bethel really good field position once again. Oh my God.
There's a lot of things wrong on that.
Three different penalties, nonetheless.
And all you needed was for to go 3 more yards. I mean, you needed to go 3 more yards, and that ball just.
Nonetheless,
stopped.
Ball on the Tiger 43-yard line, so short field position.
I don't know.
For the Wildcats.
Me neither.
He'll give it a pitch, and plenty of room for Roberts, as he'll get the first down and a couple extra yards.
So you start with that good of field position, the room for error, it just like condenses so much more. Of course, you have so much more field to play with if you start back there and you know, go touchback or something along those lines. But now they're getting close to the field position. It's a 1-score game, but they get a field goal here. That's a 2-score game there too. So.
Plus the way your defense has been playing, you know, you'd have to feel pretty decent with your chances.
Yeah.
But ball on the 31. Lazo hands off. Roberts has a hole, has the block out front. And holding. If he doesn't throw, I can't believe that he didn't throw that flag. He had a very good eyesight into that one, and
his eyesight probably isn't that good though.
That is a tough no call.
Not only that, but did number 6 like literally chest bump that ref like 4 or 5 times, and he probably could have threw a flag on that too.
1st and 10, ball on the 13 now. Flag, false start.
Oh, a little makeup call.
Yeah, on that last play right there, we saw 2 guys take the outside, and that left open a huge hole for the running back to run through.
Yeah,
you know, one guy has to take the inside, one guy has to take the outside. You can't take both. One guy has to correct the other.
Yeah, not normally how the play is designed. 2 guys to go to the same spot. Especially when you got running lanes.
Stressed, guys. I'm stressed. Can't stop moving back here.
Collazo has Roberts to his right.
Haven't had a turnover, right? We need one.
Oh.
Hands off with Roberts. Maurice came off the edge, missed the initial tackle, but he really didn't gain much yardage after that.
I like what they're doing. They're sending Nigel just to go down there and make a play, especially on those those open reads right there. Having the safety come down, I'm pretty sure going to take responsibility for number 6 here. So I wonder if, Bethel is seeing that and if they're going to try to do something to, have a play to come off that.
Fant still pleading his case for the holding. Ball on the 21, 2nd and 17. Looking downfield, has all the time in the world. Once again, out and running, flag comes out. So I believe we'll get a holding.
Yeah, great coverage again on the back end.
It's tough to hold that block for so long without holding.
And I love, what the refs are doing as far as, letting the cornerbacks and the D-backs, go against the receivers. Like, they're both getting handsy. But they're allowing both of them to fight for position, and there haven't been a lot of those type of calls where it's pass interference necessarily. So I like what the refs are doing that way, letting guys fight for that position, because that's what that's what football is. And if you're not going to call it one way, let them both fight it out.
Ball goes back even further. 2nd and 28. Now on the 31.
Yeah, if you can somehow bow up and not give up any yardage or minimal yardage on the next couple of plays, it's going to really force them into a tough decision as far as kicking a long field goal.
Abbott's longest field goal on the season is 35 yards. So it'd certainly be longer than that. Came off free off the edge. That was Ladarius Connor who put a hit on Collazo as he threw.
Oh, great.
And that's exactly what I was talking about. So they've been sending Nigel off that edge, cornerback blitzes every time whenever they're close to that hash right there. So right there, they run an RPO, see if Nigel's going to blitz in. He does. They try to run that slant there. But Anton Fant is there to cover that responsibility, to cover that window and cover that receiver. And we did a really good job executing right there, putting pressure on the quarterback and getting it in a 3rd and long situation. Yeah. I am pumped.
Yeah, big play right here.
Big time. Crowd getting into it. 11 minutes left in the game. 8-point ball game. 3rd and 28. Lazo looking the whole way. Overthrows the intended target. And the Tigers force 4th and 28.
Decision.
We'll see what they do. This would be a very long field goal on the season for Abbott.
Punt it.
And it looks like they're going to send Abbott out.
Oh, is he going to kick it?
Stay disciplined. Don't jump off sides.
Lord.
Don't have 12 men on the field.
So about a 48-yard field goal. It's actually Andrew Welch, a different. And that's no good. So the Tigers come away, no points. Defense forces a beautiful drive there from the offense. And they'll come out with an 8-point ball game as they look to put an offensive drive on their own and try to make this a tie ball game.
I'm trying to contain myself, Colin. I can't stop moving, and my natural instinct is, which is what I did when I played football, is to yell. And I'm trying my hardest not to yell right now.
Just let it out.
Let it out.
So the offense comes out onto the field. Willis hands off with Collins. Gain of 4.
That's a good first run. Collins is limping a little bit. Not fun.
So Bass will come in. Stand next to Gillis to the left. Pressure. And Gillis is sacked.
You know, he usually does a very good job of feeling that pressure and stepping up. And that time he kind of just kept going backwards. And that's never a good thing when you've got pressure off the edge. Sometimes you just got to tuck it and run. Get as many yards as you can.
3rd and 13. Loss of 7 on the sack. Gillis throws over the middle, has Odin, and it was almost picked off. Good job from Odin to kind of rip it back out of the hands of Brandon Moore.
Almost caught and picked off.
Yeah, he almost did come away with it.
It's really a jump ball.
So the offense will have to come off the field, 4th and 13, and the defense will have to come back out after that long drive, really. And on short rest, Lopez will punt it away, and the defense will have to pick back up.
We are asking this defense to do a lot of bending and not breaking, and they're responding well. And the offense has, put some points on the board this half, and we just need a little bit more from them, a little bit more.
Ball rolls almost to inside the 20. It'll be at the 22-yard line. Lopez has been very critical today, too, in this, just backing this team up.
Yeah, I mean, he had a rough game 2 weeks ago or so, but he's been a really good punter for us all year, been very consistent, using his leg as a weapon, doing a very good job.
And today he used his legs as a weapon.
Yes, he did.
Collazo. Hands off with Roberts. 12-yard gain, that'll move the chains.
Yeah, right there, Miguel just gets sealed, and he just can't get off the block right there, and that edge was just wide open for the running back.
Yeah, we've got to find a way to get a stop where we can kind of get some relatively good field position.
Pitch. Finds the edge, but can't turn the corner fully. Number 27, Dakota Braswell.
Diego has to do his best getting off that block right there and just squeezing, keeping that outside and not letting that outside go, because if he gets that edge, it's another first down just like that one.
Handoff once again to Braswell. Fant with the tackle. Brings up 2nd and 4. Ball on the 50.
I'm nervous.
They've called some holds, but they've not called many holds in the run game, and there's been multiple just blatant holds that they're just missing.
That was a really good play call from Bethel right there. A little toss outside, had the receiver crack down on Nigel because he's been blitzing off that edge whenever he's getting that look. So
looking, quick curl route, and slips the first hit, pushes out for a lot of extra yardage. Chains move. Ball on the Tiger 32-yard line.
So Chance in that situation needs to know he can be a little bit more aggressive if he has help behind him. Don't give up too much. They're going to try to get to the sticks. It's a 2nd and long, 3rd and long. In that situation, you got to know you got help. So let's bite down a little bit more.
1st and 10. Braswell tried to get up, and a beautiful job once again from Johnson, the freshman, just standing Braswell up.
Yeah, back in the game, that's a good sign after going out earlier, and he's really had a good game.
2-yard run after that 18-yard pass to Burris. 2nd and 8. Back to Collazo's right. 3 out to the left. And a delay of game penalty unless timeout was called.
I think they gave him the timeout.
Boo.
And the timeout is called, so we'll take a timeout as well. 33-25, Bethel leads over the Tigers, 7:38 left in the ball game. You're following Tiger football on the CU Sports Network.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Welcome back. Tigers trail by 8 here against the number 6 team in the nation. 7:38 left in the ball game. 2nd and 8, ball in the Tiger 30.
I love the adjustments, Coach Burnett has made on the defensive side of the ball. He made those adjustments pretty early on, and his team has responded well, putting more pressure on his box, challenging the box, the defensive line and linebackers to make more plays in the run game so he can give his DBs some more support, his corners some more support with those 2 safeties up top, Anton Fant and Davenport.
Clauso has Roberts to his left. Trips out to the left as well. Quarterback draw and a great play from Noah Gray. As he's sacked for a loss of 2. That'll bring up 3rd and 10 and a big 3rd down once again for this Tiger defense.
Yeah. Bend don't break is the mantra right now.
Crowd's starting to feel it once again.
So am I.
Tigers trying to hype up the crowd. Starting to get loud here in Campbellsville at Finley Stadium.
Yeah, I can't even hear you, Colin. Can't even hear you.
I can't hear myself, to be honest. Collazo drops back in the pocket, looking deep. Throws over the middle, has his man, and that's a 1st down and more. As he gets to, I believe, the 5 or 4 yard line, it looks like. And that'll move the chains. So a tough break for this Tiger defense.
We're a man-to-man there, I think, and we just did not get any pressure on the quarterback. He was setting back, and you're in man coverage. That's a long time to try to stay with somebody.
Kobe Johnson picks up a 28-yard gain on that pass. Yancey into the ball game, trying to rush forward, gets tripped up.
Thank God.
So he'll gain, I believe that's 2. So 2nd and goal. 2 yards to go.
I'm telling you, the play action is there. He will do that. I don't think they're going to do it right now. They can, but you got to stop the run right there. You got to know it's coming.
Overloaded on that right side. Same thing. Tries to cut back the other way, and the Tigers, another stop. That one for no gain. 3rd and goal.
I think Dodge Knox is down right now.
Knox on the turf.
Look, we've had a lot of guys go down this game.
So 3rd and goal for the Wildcats. 2 yards to go. Let's see if the Tiger defense can't get it. Will the Wildcats pull out something different or continue to stick with Yancey on this play?
Remains to be seen. I know they like to do. I'm just thinking, Colin. Sorry, I know you're looking at me. I'm just thinking. I know they like to do certain things, and they pulled out. So they pulled out like a little fake QB draw before, and they slipped out the tight end, number 9 to be specific. Right now, he's in the backfield with the quarterback.
So they have Ford back behind Yancey now.
And you talked about him doing a little bit of everything,
They're
right?
bringing Kobe Johnson out wide as well. Yancey moves out, so it's a Wildcat for Ford.
Watch a jump pass. There it is.
Tried to look for the jump pass. Tigers have to pull him down, and they do. They'll bring him down a yard short. Well, actually a yard loss, excuse me.
And that's exactly what they've done before. And instead, they usually use Yancey for that jump pass and have number 9 Ford slip out for that. So you're doing that there, trying to catch the defense off guard, expecting to run with him. And they just shut everything down on that play.
You didn't catch me off guard.
Field goal comes out.
This Tennessee team's been watching another Tennessee team play.
Field goal comes out. Very short field goal here. A little chip shot. That's up and good. So Tigers still able to hold the Wildcats to 3 points here, but 4:52 left. And now a 2-score ball game as they lead by 11 here in the fourth quarter. You're following Fighting Tiger football on the CU Sports Network. Welcome back. Tigers trail by 11, 4:52 left in this ball game.
I have way too much energy right now. I don't know what to do with it. I'm very excited, very nervous.
Go ahead and plug real quick. Stay tuned after this ball game too. We have doubleheader soccer, men's and women's action coming up after this ball game. Follow on the CU Sports Network, CampbellsvilleTigers.com.
Yeah, shout out our athletics. They're just really rolling right now, doing a great job. Really good teams all around. Football trying to get on the same page.
A muffed kickoff from Archelaus Smith, and he'll only be able to get up to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, and that's the last thing you needed in that situation. You'd almost prefer just catch it in the end zone and take a knee and get it up to 25. Because obviously time's not on your side, and you want as short a field to work with as possible.
Smith got crumpled up a little bit on that play, and he's a little gimpy. Offense comes back out onto the field.
Let's see how Gillis handles this situation. You're obviously still in this game. You've got to have a scoring drive here. Let's see how he responds.
Gillis has a lot of pressure coming at his face, and a catch from Bass, but that'll be a loss of 3 on that catch. Second and 13 on their own 7-yard line. Backed up against their own end zone.
Not a place you want to be.
Right now showing 3.
Gillis rolling.
Oh, gosh.
Makes the throw. That's picked off.
There's going to be holding before that,
and
too.
Now running it back. It's a pick 6, but there's about 7 flags out on the field, and that's a crackback block, and he's down.
Unnecessary.
It really was. There was no need for it.
Is that Ethan?
He got hammered.
There's a reason why they took that as a game. I played for a while, and that's where crack blocks were actually very celebrated.
I'm counting 7 flags out there on the field. They came raining in.
But it's just too dangerous right now. It's just
every referee is huddled up right now.
During the turn, personal foul, blindside block. Number 56, guaranteed. 15-yard team solid foul. First down.
And by the way, they only sent 3 on that play, and they got
immediate pressure.
Immediate pressure. Like, you have to, hunker down. You got to hold it. You got to hold the line and give your quarterback a chance, because it's 4 minutes left in this game, and it's a 2-score game, and you have to make some plays.
Take a look there. You see the holding, and then the interception is made. Now coming back across the field, right there, gets hammered, not even looking, and almost took it on the helmet.
What was that, Caleb, it looked like?
I couldn't see the number, honestly. I'm not sure. And I can't see it, too many trainers around. We'll take a quick break.
Caleb on the sideline.
Injury timeout. We'll take one. We'll be right back with Fighting Tiger Football on the CU Sports Network.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
The family's visit to the forest. The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter what you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
As a dad, every day is a challenge. To make sure that the time that I have, I spend with them. It doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try to teach them. When they learn something new, and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
quit smoking and thought, that's that. But here's the thing about lung cancer. By the time you see the symptoms, it could be too late. But now, there's a new scan that can detect lung cancer early, when it's more curable. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back. That rush was for a first down for the Wildcats. They moved the chains. They'll take it to the 17-yard line. It was Jared Rogers that was carted off the field, so all of our thoughts and prayers are with him to make sure he's all right.
Sure.
Lazo hands off. Roberts running up the middle. He'll gain 9.
You know, it's a tough thing to come back from.
Yeah.
It's a tough thing to talk about as well. But, you know, defense has to find a way to, you know, get a stop here and give their team a chance to get a turnover, really, is the biggest part about this.
Yeah. 2nd and 2. Ball on the 9-yard line. Roberts up the middle. He'll push forward. I can't see from this angle. They will move the chains.
Oh.
If you want any chance to win this game, I mean, they still have a chance. I mean, obviously, you don't have much time left, but you can only give up a field goal here. You can't give up anything more than that. Obviously, a touchdown pretty much does it.
1st and goal, and the time is just dripping off the clock.
And they're going to keep running the ball. Like, you got to.
That puts a huge hurt on this. The air was already lifted out of the stadium, let's be honest, but it's even more lifted as they watch this time come off the clock. Now 2 minutes left in the game. They'll hand off with Roberts. He's taken down inside the 5-yard line.
I was about to say, I figure Perry Price start using his timeouts now.
McGill is down on the field.
Goodness, how many guys have we had hurt? Our trainers are overworked and underpaid. No, seriously though, our trainers do a great job.
Yeah.
And you know, we talk about all the sports and everything that we're doing, and there's over how many student athletes? Like 900 something student athletes.
We got 32 sports teams. Yes. I know that. It's about over 500 to 600 athletes on campus.
Yeah, and these athletic trainers are, I mean, talk about servant leadership, and they are here night and day, countless hours. I mean, there's no 8 to 5 when you're an athletic trainer here at a university with that many sports. I mean, they are.
And they have such a huge impact on athletes, you know. And no one wants to be injured. Being injured can be very taxing, not just physically but mentally. So, you know, the athletic trainers play such a big part in getting you back to where you need to be, but also just spending that time with you as you're in rehab and going through all that process.
Yeah, being that friendly face and that positive, encouraging ear or mouthpiece to your ear, and you know that. You knowing that you don't have to really go through it alone, that they're at least there with you and, you know, really encouraging you and trying to help you along. They do a great job here, and it always goes underlooked.
Ball on the 4. Lazo throwing a back shoulder, and what a grab.
That's a tough grab.
Actually incomplete. Cool. He dropped it. I didn't notice that he dropped it. So
as he hit the ground.
Tigers come up with a big stop there.
Good coverage, Jaden. Catch or not, that was as good a coverage as you can really have.
I'm surprised Bethel's throwing the football. I mean, you keep running it and you run the clock. You force Campbellsville to use timeouts, and they decide to throw it. Now you incomplete. You stop the clock, and Campbellsville gets to keep a timeout.
Now backup quarterback Taylor Yancey's in the game. I wonder what they're going to do.
Wonder what they're going to do. He might try a jump pass this time.
Roberts drug down.
Good play, Johnson.
Johnson once again coming up with a big stop.
I still have no idea why they passed the ball on second down.
I guess they thought as the chances of,
still though, man, like
like the time, I guess, like, well, let's just go ahead and try to score. Or maybe they get a pass interference and get fresh set of downs,
Yeah.
But still,
I mean, but now we have one timeout instead of 0.
Still, yeah, that's true. That's beneficial. Now my they're probably going to kick this field goal, but
miss it.
Honestly, if I was Bethel, I'd probably go for it. The reason why I'd go for it is because if you don't get it, you have now pinned Campbellsville so deep. They've got a long way to go, and they've got to score twice.
And you've done a good job on defense already getting pressure.
Yeah. And if you score,
it looks like the offense is kicker's coming out cool.
Yeah.
So they'll come on and tack 3 onto the points. Well, for them, hopefully. For us, hopefully they'll miss it. Or we get a big block. I'd take a block and a score right about now. Chip shot once again. And that's up the uprights. Splits them. So 3 more points added on, 39-25. A 14-point lead for the Wildcats. A minute 28 left in the ball game. You're following Tiger football on the CU Sports Network. Welcome back. Minute 28, 39-25. I want to apologize again for all the technical issues we've had with the audio. We're aware of it, trying to work on it, and hopefully it'll be all hammered out before the next home game. So we do apologize for that. Thank you for following us. If you're on our YouTube channel following us streaming, make sure to like and subscribe.
Yes, do it.
CU Sports Network has a lot of good stuff on there. You can check out the Perry Thomas Show with myself, and then you can check out Inside CU Sports with Khalil as well.
Please.
Who, Khalil?
Me? Khalil Baker?
That's right, Khalil Baker. The pooch kick over to the 21. Trying to move up, but taken down.
In the words of Lloyd, so you're telling me there's a chance. Hope you know that movie reference.
Crickets.
The offense will come out.
Dumb and Dumber.
Offense will come out onto the field.
Because we still have a chance. But it's touchdowns. You got to score, so you can't kick a field goal and then onside.
Cade Kroom will take over snapping duties. Screenplay to Seiler. He'll get to the 40.
It's a good first-time play right there. And, pressure's been a little off here in this second half. We haven't been able to contain the defensive line of Bethel. Got to get the ball out quick, get some yards there, get out of bounds as well.
5-yard gain, 2nd and 5. McCown, a little screenplay, gets a first down. Gain of 7.
That'll be enough to move the chains for the Tigers. First down.
Yeah, and it doesn't really look like Bethel's guarding the sideline, really. Seems like they're just kind of playing straight up.
Gillis in the pocket, throws over the middle, has Shepperson for a big gain.
Let's go.
Let's go, let's go.
Gotta go.
He gets to the 31-yard line.
Stops just for a second till they get the chains reset. You gotta be ready to go.
Minute, 3 seconds on the clock.
Clock's winding, Get set.
Gillis looking for Seiler in one-on-one coverage. And
he dropped that.
Incomplete.
Yeah.
On the interception.
Needs to put a little bit more on that ball right there.
Yeah.
.50 seconds left, 2nd and 10. Ball on the Wildcat 31. Gillis tries to dump it to Hawkins, but there was a lot of traffic right there. Usually on that one, you see him leak out a little bit further past the line of scrimmage, but he was just right there in the mess of it. Empty set. 3rd and 10. Gillis looking around.
Get out.
Has
Get out.
McCown.
He's not going to get out. He's not going to get out.
He was trying to fight for the extra yard to get the first down.
Let's go.
But the clock winding, 33 seconds now and counting. 30 seconds left.
You just need a yard.
4th and 1. Is that
oh my God!
I think that was a one-handed catch from Shepperson that will move the chains.
I mean, I don't understand how that's not unnecessary roughness.
Yeah,
the 4 progress had been stopped, the whistle been blown, and he slings Luke.
WWE style, man.
Not to mention they ran the ball back all the way over here.
15 seconds. 1st and 10. Throw Shepperson.
Oh man, they've got
bust it to the 5.
Got to get up there.
And that'll move the chains. Timeout will be taken.
Yeah.
So the Tigers on the 5-yard line looking to punch one in with 9 seconds left. We'll take a timeout as well. They trail by 14. You're following Tiger football on the CU Sports Network.
Every shot's got to be in the end zone here.
Welcome back. Empty set. Looking for the corner. And incomplete. 5 seconds now. 2nd and goal.
You know, in a lot of ways, I am proud of how this team has competed this game. I know it wasn't a great start, you know, being down 21-0 and put ourselves in a big hole, but, you know, they fought back, made a lot of different adjustments, and made it a closer game than what the scoreboard would say.
Looking around, has pressure, throws back corner, almost picked off. 0.8 seconds remain on the clock.
I'd like to see Gillis throw that ball just up a little bit more and give McCown an opportunity to jump up and over-jump the corner on that instead of just throwing it right at his chest.
And Spencer needs to adjust to how the refs are, you know, reffing exactly. You know, be physical with them and get them positioned.
Last play of the game. Time expires. They find Shepperson. They'll put a touchdown on the board as the game is over. So the Tigers will lose, but it's just by a matter of how much at this point. Game is over. So you tack on 6 points, 39-31. Tigers lose to the number 6 team in the nation just by 8 points. And we'll be back after a 2-minute break to discuss our post-game thoughts. You're following Fighting Tiger football on the CU Sports Network.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You can say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You can chat with them in VR. It's all good if you think you should check in. Yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
When I got the opportunity to get her, there wasn't no choice. I told myself, I'm gonna take custody of my daughter. It's my baby. That's what we're supposed to do as men, take care of our home, build a foundation, you know what I'm saying? Love, our money, she's my purpose. I'm here to walk with her, hold her hand until she can walk alone. Ain't nothing like being a father in this world.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back to post-game coverage. Tigers lose by 8, 39-31. They fall. It was a tough game. Tigers fought back. The air kind of taken out of this ball game as Jared Rogers had to be carted off the field. So our thoughts and prayers are with him and with his family and for his recovery. He had to fight back so hard. He had that broken leg during COVID season. Finally came back for this season, and now you go out like that. It's a tough break. Hopefully he'll be all right. You know, just wish for his health and well-being. Of course, it's always tough in football when this kind of stuff happens.
Yeah, like you said, it took a lot of the air out of the stadium. It was tough to bounce back from. Defense still got a great stop later on, but of course our thoughts are with Jared. Thoughts are with his family. It's a tough situation. What happened was unnecessary, but it is a part of the game sometimes, unfortunately. Yeah,
and it's a lot of bad things happened on that particular play, and that happened to be the worst thing that could have happened on that play. And like you said, you just hope he's okay and that he can bounce back. Not only just physically, but mentally after something like that could take a toll on you, especially what he's went through already.
Our Kentucky Farm Bureau Impact Player of the Game will be Noah Gray. He played so well on defense today. Let me get you his actual numbers. I believe he had 2 sacks, 9 total tackles. He had 7 tackles for loss. He played one heck of a ball game. It was just amazing from him. He's came so far just in this short little while.
Yeah, defense really responded well. I know they gave up 21 points in the first quarter, I'm pretty sure. They made some adjustments. Coach challenged them by those adjustments he made. 3 down front, but they came up big. Noah Gray came up really big, made a lot of huge stops, especially when we needed them. 7 tackles for loss is outrageous. I mean, that is you don't see that very often, especially in one game. So for him to do that is very huge, and he had a huge impact on this game today.
Okay, on the printed stats, he has 5.5 tackles for loss for 19 yards, 2 sacks for 15, 9 total tackles.
Still pretty good.
Still just as good as ever. And then on the offensive side of the ball, Gillis had a little bit of a rough game, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So the touchdown-interception ratio a little tough, but really getting his first true start here this season.
Yeah, and he's come out and impressed me the times he's gotten to come in. So it was good to see, knowing coming into the game offensively, like what were they going to try to do with him being the starter? Was it going to look a little bit different than Meglis? And honestly, early on, it was a very similar offense. They want to run what they want to run. But I saw them after the first quarter kind of start going back to what he is comfortable with, and then also going into some counters with the 2-back set. And so they did a really great job of trying to cater to what he does well. But he impresses me, just his ability to stand in the pocket and deliver throws, step up in the pocket, and still keep his eyes down the field while he's got – and you talked about the big defensive line that they have. They're just barreling down on him, and he's finding guys and making plays. And he, of course, he threw some picks, and he had some times where he just really just zoned in on his receiver that he was throwing the ball to. And one, he got hit from behind. Once again, he's just trying to make a play. And so you have some of those, and that's growing pains with the quarterback. But overall, I'm really impressed with what he's done.
And the wide receivers, once again, give them all the credit in the world. They had a miraculous game once again. Seiler, Shepperson playing super well like they always do.
Yeah, I think those are some huge go-to guys for us. We've seen that from Seiler. He has a great catch radius as well. He can track balls pretty well down the field. And again, going back to Luke, probably one of my favorite players just to watch, but also has a great catch radius, a really big body in there for us in the red zone, and he's able to come up with some plays there too. So I love those guys. We have some really great playmakers all around on the offense, but they came up big for us today when they could.
We'll step away and take a break. When we come back, we'll have head coach Perry Thomas in here for his post-game thoughts. After this break, you're following Fighting Tiger football on the CU Sports Network.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you, get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back to the post-game interview with head coach Perry Thomas. Coach Thomas, another tough one. Mm-hmm. You have a very highly ranked team once again, number 6 in the nation. Bethel comes into Finley Stadium, and just another slow start out for the Tigers. They get up 21-0, but I tell you, I really loved how this Tiger team responded right after that. They went for that half, a 17-9 run to close it, to make it a pretty close ball game.
Yeah, I mean, we competed, and that's what you want. You know, when you're rebuilding and trying to get things back to where you want them to be, where you one of those elite programs in the league and the nation again, you got to compete first. And you're not going to always win them, but you have to compete. I felt like we've competed a few games this year. Then there's a couple of games where I thought we were slow to compete. And I thought today we competed. We came out. You're going to have slow starts sometimes against, somebody like that. But we came out and got after them. And we played them for 4 quarters and gave ourselves an opportunity to win. Now we got to get to the point, just like we said at Lindsey Wilson, where we're winning these games. You can't lose them all. You got to win some. But I'm proud of the effort our guys gave today.
The defense once again comes up big, several key stops, holding them in short field position to just field goals. You're coming up with missed field goals. Noah Gray has an amazing ball game as well, 5.5 tackles for loss and 2 sacks. Your defense lights out once again.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what they're supposed to do. I'm a defensive-minded coach, and I want pressure on those guys. So, you saw us one time after we scored in the second half to go for the onside, and we didn't have a good onside kick. But it didn't bother me. My thing is, let's go play defense. And from being an old defensive guy, you want your defense to stand up and be able to make plays. Coach Burnett has the same mindset. So, he doesn't mind those situations. Let's just go out and get stops. And those guys are buying into it, and it's young guys doing it. Noah Gray's a freshman. And, some of those DJ Davenport and Knox in that secondary are freshmen, and Negrace is a freshman, so those guys are going to get good. They're going to get better, and in the meantime, we just got to continue to execute, continue to grind every day, and come back to work tomorrow to get ready for U-Pike.
I'm going to say you have U-Pike. You're going to go on the road into that environment. This is a team that was once in receiving votes, and they'll be coming. They've dropped since, but still a very good ball club, just like every team in the Mid-South Conference, really. What are you expecting to get from that team and from your team moving forward?
Well, they're going to drop out of votes because this conference is so good, so they're losing to good people. But really, I don't know much about them yet. I haven't watched them. I'm a coach. I have to go game by game. And when we've scouted, I've seen some glimpses of them, but not a bunch. The big thing for us is we got to heal up a little bit. This was a physical game on both sides, and we have a lot of injuries, so we have to heal up so we can get some guys back in the lineup. Some guys didn't play today, like Abuda Elias and Travell Wright. We got to get them back in the lineup. But, I know U-Pike's going to come out and throw it. They have a very, very good quarterback. I do know that, and big receivers, so they're going to throw the ball around the field a lot, and they're going to play a 3-4 defense most of the time and try to get after you. So we just have to come back and continue to build on us and build on this and have a good week of practice. And what we can't do is when we played number 3 Lindsey, we had a letdown afterwards, and we can't have a letdown after this game. Letdowns typically come after winning a big game, not after losing a game that you played pretty close. So we have to get that mindset corrected and come out and find a way to win next week.
Well, thank you, Coach. I'll let you go. Tigers lose 39-31 to Bethel. We'll be back next week on the road on 88.7 The Tiger for coverage of the U-Pike game, as the Tigers will take them on and look to knock them off next Saturday. Thank you for following Tiger football on the CU Sports Network.